No allegations, no abortion jokes, no dead kids, just comedy. Take it, Bobby.
Live free or die hard was my slogan when I OD'd on Viagra, and you would have gotten that if you saw what we deleted. Joining us this week, who got to participate in discussions about 80s television shows and the slogans of Connecticut license plates. You may have seen him on stage. You may have heard of him in the movies. You may have seen him on this podcast, but probably not. It's Andrew Glessner, a.k.a. Glessy.
Hey, no one watches any of those things you just said. My stand-up, my movies, or this podcast.
This podcast, yeah.
Yes.
And
There
they
are
were
a-
80s movies. It's a show now that it pretends it's in the 80s.
It was also New Hampshire, the license plate. But you know what? We're just being dicks at this point. We're being picky.
Well, if he's going to bring up the past, I'm going to fucking fight.
That's fair.
So I'm going to do.
I have
Bobby
no
just comes out
objections
guns.
to
But
either of
Bobby
those. I
is
wasn't
just
really paying attention.
Bobby's an interrogator. Bobby's just an instigator. That's what he is. By the way, Bobby, I have a bone to pick with you. You caused me anxiety this week.
Oh, no. What did I do? Was it Painkiller Wednesday?
It wasn't the fact that you were taking painkillers. I have no problem with you. And by the way, I got to watch The Dump. I caught up on some Compound stuff. Love what you guys are doing. I do. I'm not, when I first started watching it, I'm kind of like, all right, what is this? Steve's just sitting there. But I do like the two of you. I did like when Garrett was in. I like when you guys do the fake anger at each other and all that stuff. If you don't sit the fuck down, I'm going to come up there and I'm going to strap you to a fucking chair. You standing up like this the entire time in a little small screen makes me feel like they're going to throw you off the show. And I'm like, you leave fucking Bobby alone. Why can't he have a chair? Everyone else is sitting relaxed, legs back. They're drinking coconut drinks and they make you stand there like you're their bitch. You're a star, fucking Bobby Tamburo. Sit down in your chair.
You're not going to like the answer. But
So they budget for 6 chairs.
No.
You're too tiny for chairs?
We have a chair. The issue is, and again, Pat, you're not going to like this answer, and I didn't bring this up. You did.
Okay.
But there is a comedian in the New York comedy scene who's been known to drop some hot bars named Brendan Sagalow.
Oh, my God. Every
And I'm
week.
afraid
you run him up
he's
on
gonna-
that show.
I'm afraid he's going to run up in the studio and drop some bars on us, and if we're all sitting down, nobody's going to be ready. You can't rap sitting down, can you, Glessy?
I can't rap standing.
You can rap sitting down.
Name one good rapper who sat down while he was doing it.
Eminem sitting next to Elton John rapping at the fucking Grammys.
But he wrote that song standing up.
There's got to be like
don't-
one dude in a wheelchair.
You don't freestyle sitting down.
There's no more pressure than when you're thought of at the time as the most homophobic man ever sitting next to the gayest Muppet of all times and having to memorize your lines. That's more pressure than a freestyle.
You mean
Well, that's when
he
you
came
take a
out-
moment, you sit down, and then rethink your lyrics.
What about Young Crip?
What you mean when Eminem came out and Elton John so clearly enunciated? And
your Dido killed herself. Like, what the fuck?
yeah,
I
she
worked
was
so
like,
hard on
"Fuck
this.
that."
Done outgays me.
Look, Mom, one of us is on TV. We know what we want.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Elton John. It's like, but no, but like, yeah, listen, that's not the reason why. Why can't you sit?
In case if that's literally it.
It's not.
I do.
Why
I do.
wouldn't they
I
want
do,
to be on their toes?
I do gimmicky things.
It's going to be at the ready.
You know, sometimes your gimmicky thing, you don't need gimmicks. You're good. You don't need gimmicks. I know you're not a big wrestling fan, but a long time ago there's a wrestler. He's known now, and he has yoga. DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. Before he made it big and had this big run against Macho Man, the whole NWO shit and all that, he had a diamond stud with him, and it was like this over the top fucking gimmick where he wore different. He looked like a fucking TGI Fridays waiter. Like he had 1,000 stickers on him. He had sunglasses. He had hats. He had canes. He had everything humanly possible because he just opened the box of gimmicks basically and didn't know what to do and did too much. Once he stripped it all down and was just his talent, he became a champion.
That's
Bobby, you're
point.
a champion. Stop doing gimmicks.
Well, thank you. I am a champion. But the champion I like to think of in this instance would be the intergender, intercontinental champion, Andy Kaufman, who was always doing gimmicks.
But a gimmick was his gimmick, and you'll never be Andy Kaufman
never.
because you've
Of
already
course
admitted
not.
too much.
No. I mean, of course not. I just want it to be my flavor. That's all.
But it
The
won't be
flavor in there?
because you already share too much heartache every fucking time you're on an episode. Andy Kaufman never shared heartache.
That's a good point.
Now, was I concerned also that you and Steve were doing that many pills? A little bit.
Oh, yeah. No, somebody threw up because Painkiller Wednesday got a little too fun. Somebody threw up twice.
Painkiller Wednesday.
Turns
Pills
out
are
you got
fun. Is that what it is?
turns out you got to eat before you participate in Painkiller Wednesday.
It's early morning, and you're just doing pills and then talking about the effects while you're just. And then Steve shares about his basically murder plots.
Yeah, dude, he was gonna kill somebody.
He was driving around with a hammer to kill a guy that slept with his girlfriend.
To be fair, he's from Staten Island. That's just kind of a Tuesday.
That was
I
the
was
whole
gonna say
point
that's
of the
just
show.
it's just what they do on Staten Island.
Right. And that's basically what the whole. And it was very fun. And you guys bantered was
Honestly,
great.
I'm surprised he had a reason after you told me there's from Staten Island.
Yeah, that's
Like, he had
usually
a
just
motive. I'm
wake
like,
up
nah,
with a
it's-
hammer. I got a hammer.
Yeah.
Let me kill somebody.
I'm gonna fuck somebody up with this hammer.
What the most disturbing thing was is the next episode, not that one, when you had Frankie McDonald on. Frankie McDonald, do you know who that is, Andrew?
That's the fella from Twitter,
The weather
right?
guy.
From Canada. Yeah. who
Yeah.
Yes.
does okay. The very
he comes
sweet
on-
boy that I'm sure you guys are.
He comes on every week,
Okay.
and they kind of bully him, but in a fun way. Like, I wouldn't say bully, but they poke fun at the fact that he's retarded, but he has funny answers anyway. The questions are not ones you would ask. They can say, "Oh, we're being cool." They wouldn't ask any other guest these questions. So it is kind of like, "Hey, you're mental." And Bobby kind of like pushes out a little more than anybody else. But at the very end, when everyone left and they made him dance to leave, he was just looking at himself in Skype, and he had noticed that he had a scab on his head. So as you guys were closing out the music, he looks into the camera and starts touching the scab and going, and then because he had chicken on his fingers, because he eats chicken during his podcast, he licks the scab chicken finger and then just goes, and that's how it ended. So I was so disturbed by the end. I actually had to rewind and go, did I just have a fever dream, or did a retarded guy pick a scab while eating chicken and then dance?
So what you're telling me is it's like when Avery's on the podcast.
Because Avery is not that talented.
You also can't motivate Avery with tits like you can Frankie. That's how we really get him back, is like every once in a while you have a hot chick on to show him her boobs. I do think, and I don't know who will give me the funding, but we've got millions of listeners, so if you're hearing this and you want to give me the funding, what I would like to do is try to apply strictly Skinnerian operant conditioning to a group of mentally affected people. Basically, positive rewards when they do well, negative rewards when they don't. And I genuinely think if you went to, like, I don't know, Jerkmates, right? And just, hey, Frankie, here's $30. You did really well this week. He would do whatever he had to get the $30 the next week, to get the girl to just show him those boobs. And at the same time, like, if they fuck up, you just shock them.
Now, do you give him the money to get it, or do you just give him a link where he gets free Jerkmates?
I basically go on and I'm like, Frank, you want to see this girl's boobs? And he goes, yeah.
No, but the reason why I'm asking that is because if you do it once by giving the money towards that, then once he has money, he can figure it out on his own. Regardless of that, I could just get money from anyone, then you lose him. He now whores himself out to anyone to get him boob money. But if you're the only one who gives him the link and that's it, and he doesn't have the reason, never learns how to do it himself, then you have control over him, and then you own your own powerful retarded man. But if not, you're just making a tard whore.
Absolutely. And obviously there are going to be levels of understanding. So as they do well and we get them to the point where they can understand currency and saving, we will apply those principles. I am more concerned that your questions were about the Jerkmates and less with the shocking.
That seems like we're talking about compound media. I think that's what you're going to do it on, right? It's
No. This is
shocking,
like I'm talking about
retards,
going
gay.
to the NIH, going, I think I can cure Down syndrome. I need $100 million. Yes, most of it will be spent on Jerkmates. You're going to see cc.epicbilling.cc on your credit card bill.
If you write up a smart enough grant proposal, you could probably get that funded.
Especially if you start off with the second they say no, you say, are you saying that they can't jerk off because they're not straight white males? And they're going to go, wait, what? If you go the crazy route of that's the answer, not anything else, not the fact that it's just insane and a waste of money.
Exactly.
They don't care about that. If you just say, are you saying they're not as good as straight white males because they have Down syndrome and they're Canadian? Is that what you're saying?
I was going to say the key is getting young doctors with the ability to push the grant. Because if you get it past an old doctor, They're just gonna be like, "Yo, he's just showing retards porn." No, like he's gonna have the balls to say
just that.
Everybody else is gonna be scared. They're gonna be like, "No, no, no. If we say anything, we're the bad guy."
It's not just young doctors, but young North American doctors.
Oh yeah,
because an Indian doctor or an Asian doctor does not give a fuck about that. They're just like
Indian doctors would be like, "Okay, let me oversee study now."
Yeah.
I'm in.
They wouldn't even do it. They go, nope, that's another guy.
My bad.
Let me refer you to someone who does retardeds. They wouldn't do that at all. By the way, I got in this argument with somebody the other day when someone was talking about. Someone said to me that the thing we always hear that an Indian guy is like driving an Uber or whatever, and then someone goes, "Well, it sucks. In his country, he was a doctor." It's like, and my response was, he wasn't a good doctor, or he would have stayed there.
He's running from something.
Being a doctor, you have to get a doctorate. It doesn't like move here and all of a sudden you only drive a cab. He's a bad doctor. It's like when someone's a comedian in your area, but they're never funny, and then they move to like Nevada, and he's like, no, he's a professional comedian from Pennsylvania. Well, no, he's lying about like the levels he was at, or he'd be a professional comedian in Nevada too, or he should just be a comedian there. He still has the skills to be able to do it. So yeah, he might have been a doctor there, but he was he probably killed someone. That's why he moved to America and is now driving a car and hiding.
Yeah, it's either that in the comedian metaphor, or, and I'm not saying we know anybody who would like leave one area to go to another due to a bunch of pending allegations, but that would be another reason to flee from one town to another.
Stop. He's
I said
a
explicitly,
sweetheart of a guy.
We don't know anyone like that, Pat. I said we don't know anyone like that.
Thank God he's not allowed to watch the show from his girlfriend. She won't let him.
I can't imagine why.
She's like, if you get funny, you might leave me.
I do love the idea that they're like, yeah, he used to be a doctor. It's like, did he forget how to doctor?
Yeah. What?
On the plane ride over? Is the
human body different here? I thought it was like snowflakes on the outside, but on the inside we were all kind of the same.
Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely
Once
right.
you doctor, right?
Yeah. It's like you move over here. I'm like, no, you understand. When I was out in Portland, I was headlining everywhere.
But it means more to point, because it's not like all of our doctors are white Americans. Most of them
are.
I know. So to say that if someone's like in his country, like if he was a doctor in a third world country, like, okay, he's a doctor in like Haiti. Okay, well then why would he leave? He'll always work.
Yeah, you're gonna be just fine.
There's never a day in Haiti where they're like, we're all good. Just take a break. Everybody's fine.
Dr. Bamba, we don't know how to sacrifice 30 chickens. I see that's what you prescribed to this patient. We're not sure which god or how to do this.
I've written on her prescription, chicken, knife, chicken, knife, twice a day, every day.
Doc, what I'm trying to say is we don't know the voodoo that you do.
So we don't have a CVS. I don't know where to go. I would just like the CVS, just some guy's hut. But that's how you pronounce in their language. It just spelled CVS. But really though, what is that like when a stripper says she's going to school to be a doctor and you're like, you're going to be the secretary. It's still a good job. Like I know a lot of girls who went to nursing school, but nursing school really is just learning how to like take the temperature and the blood pressure and until the real guy shows up. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Not like actually going to medical school and learning to be an actual registered nurse. I'm talking about the people that go to the same school that in the next building it's a hairdresser shop.
Oh, to be like a CNA. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
That one I'm talking about. CNA, like that one. Some girls, I dated a girl who was like, I'm going to be a nurse. And it's like, I don't think so. You don't even know, you can't even find Band-Aids like in the store. Like,
did you mean a certified nursing assistant?
Well, she goes, that's a nurse. I'm learning about blood. I'm like, well, we all know about blood.
Those types. Yeah, I get it. A, B.
Yeah, I do.
Some zeros in there.
I do feel
it's like my girlfriend. went to nursing school and damn had a nervous breakdown before she graduated because she's a registered nurse.
No, that's real. She went to school. She didn't go to a tech school to learn nurse. And there weren't guys named Pedro learning how to fix a car and trying to fuck you at her school. You know what I mean? Down the hall. It's just those kind of schools. Like anything that also has a commercial on TV at the same time you also saw a tractor trailer commercial. It's not what you want to have in there. By the way, there's a tractor trailer school that's called UTI. Yeah. I've seen it there. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, I didn't think that one through.
Not at all.
Or they did. They're like, this is what's going to happen.
We were first. To be fair, no one cared about bitches in the 50s, and we were already called that. And now, like in the 70s, everyone cares about their vaginas. Nothing, Bobby? Usually that would lead you right into something.
I do feel like nursing school is kind of like your freshman year physics class where everybody's like, I'm going to be a physicist, and they just make it really hard. So half the people become education majors. It's like, are you really dedicated to having a career, or do you want to hook? Because being a hooker, you're going to make more money.
The smartest thing they do is they put the curriculum is tougher than they think it's going to be. And also the class is larger than they believe it's going to be, because someone who's kind of smart and maybe has a chance, if they get like almost like coddled through, could do all right. But you put them in a room where there's 150 to 200 students and they're not going to get one-on-one attention. They're going to get lost and leave. So you just weed them out to get the good ones. Now that's good. But then they started going, let's just do that on Zoom. And that's where we're going to get dumber. Now that everybody can just kind of sit there and push a button and Google shit, and then they're going to give them a degree. And some people are getting business degree. They're not going to get a job, but they're literally, they don't care at this point. When colleges lost money, they'll take your money for any degree if you'll pay for it and then do the on-air time.
There was a big news report, like all these third world engineers, people who have graduated from like MIT, but haven't attended, just somebody paid them to do all of their work because it was all online. And so like they have basically passed to have an engineering degree multiple times.
Maybe just me. Are you a little quieter?
Maybe.
No, that was louder when you got close. Okay, so my bad. Just wanted to make sure everybody could hear you because then Jake gets mad.
No, I've got it pretty good. I'm watching the levels this week.
Oh, speaking of Jake, I have to just retract something from the Avery Quinn episode. I guess I remember my brother differently. All the stats I said from football, he's like, well, that's awesome. I did that. I wasn't that good.
Oh, shit.
We didn't go undefeated that long and that many games, but like it was great. His first loss and last loss were to the same guy. Like he was a high school quarterback in a town in Connecticut, but when he went to Massachusetts, this guy went to another school in New York, the CW Post, he lost to the same guy. So that was like a crazy
Okay,
thing.
that's a pretty good metaphor.
But it wasn't as good as I put out the greatest. I don't know why I remembered it one way, but he's like, it's awesome, Pat. I appreciate your memory. It's better than my actual life, but no.
Now, your brother's a good dude, because if you'd like patted any stats about anything in my life, I'd shut the fuck up about it. Be like, yeah, I heard you talking about me in football. Yeah, no, you nailed it. That's pretty good.
He's accomplished so much. He's like, I don't need help. But it's like,
he's healthy. Andrew, he's not like the rest of us.
Just us fucking losers. It's like, no, I need.
It's not like me that when someone gets it wrong, when they find out I won that last comics standing and they say a C instead of the X, I don't correct them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, you were last comic standing?
Yes, sure. I won it. A couple of years ago. Which one were you? The black guy.
Rich Voss.
I was Ralphie May. I was Dean Edwards. Did he win it? I don't even know. But
Dat fan.
That fan. No, that other fan. That should be
the other fan.
If there's a Gallagher and Gallagher too, there should be that fan and that other fan.
That other fan.
I saw that fan was on a poster the other day, and I'm like, have I always thought that fan was Bobby Lee? Just because I thought they were just Asian. I know Bobby Lee is, but I always just didn't. I thought that fan was just like another name for him. And then I looked it up, and I'm
played on Mad TV.
On Facebook, I look it up, and I'm not friends with that fan, but he is following me, and I'm like, that's fucking weird.
Is Bobby Lee?
No, that fan.
No, it's just curious. Is Bobby Lee as well?
No. I met him before, but never. I I think I said this on here before, but he had a meltdown when he was at comics, when he was at Foxwoods, and he couldn't perform the whole weekend.
No, Bobby Lee had a meltdown?
No, but this is like one of the first ones. Like when they started getting like before like the bigger fame, this is one of those ones that got out there. It was in the back, he actually couldn't perform. He was like freaking out, and like the owners had to go like talk him down, like getting on stage and shit. He was like bugging out.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
What caused it? Just random anxiety?
He didn't really say.
I don't know if there was like a trigger at the first show. Somebody heckled him real bad or something.
No, this was the first show.
You ever get the yips?
And he was the headliner. Name on the poster. He's in a huge casino.
People know who he is, and they're going to be mad if he's not there.
They didn't. I went up. They're fine.
Oh,
I went, hello, and I just went up there.
Matt just squinted a bit, took his glasses off.
Oh, Robbie Ree, it's me. Oh, I was in the military. I was General Ree. Oh, Rook's a hazard. I've told that,
Rooks?
right?
Rooks?
Yeah, Rooks.
I do that with the.
Yep, he's with him.
I love the stretch.
I've told this, I think, Bobby, to you, but like when I first started, I'm sure your area has it too. There's comics that when you start out that you think they're really good because they're headlining and they talk about being on the road and professional, and you find out they're just like road hacks. Like they're not terrible, but there's a reason why you're like, why don't you do clubs? And they're like, I'm too good for clubs. Clubs are jealous, and then they just do spaghetti dinners. But when you're younger, you're like, I don't care. As long as you put me on this thing, yeah, I have to set up their equipment or whatever. But it's weird. You don't realize that you don't have to be a roadie in comedy. But when I started, there was a couple of those from New York that would come down this way. There was a guy named Phil Selman. Phil Selman's credit, his number two, his biggest credits, which I loved, he would always say, I was the first person to ever pay Adam Sandler and Chris Rock. Not like work with, it doesn't mean they were good. Like the first time you got paid, you weren't good. Someone just gave you $15 or something. But that was like
15. I got 5 my first.
Did you pay yourself that? Like, fuck, it's all that's left in the door.
Well, no, I wasn't even supposed to get paid. I drove down to Baltimore for 2 free drink tickets, is what it was. And then he was like, oh, by the way, there's a little left over. And he handed me a 5. And I'm like,
nice. I'm a professional.
I'm a paid comic.
When you get $5 or a weird amount, you'd almost rather not get paid.
Yeah, because it's just like it hurts less if I wouldn't have gotten anything because I knew that was the deal.
I got $23 once because it was a split of a door by 7 people.
Jesus.
And they're like, I go, you know what? Just take that and give it to everybody else. I would rather say I didn't get paid and then complain about you than say you gave me $23 and I was okay with it.
Just give me $20 and be like,
yeah,
hey.
Or 25.
Yeah.
Give me $2 more out of your pocket rather than this.
If it's a $5 thing, just be like, hey, we all can have an extra drink. And that like saves face. You know what I mean? It's a lot less embarrassing than being like, we all earned $5 tonight, so enjoy.
How about this? No money. What do you mean? There was people here. Yeah. But when I break it down, you'd each get $23. And I would have gone, that's fair.
That's fair. 100%.
I'm going to put it in the promotion for the next time I do it.
But anyway, so Phil Selman was one of the guys. He would go around. He'd put on shows like upper state New York and like parts of Connecticut and put things on. He was all just like the hack jokes. You know what I mean? Like the very safe, basic shit. It was not stolen, but was his. And there's another guy from New Jersey. He passed away years ago. His name is Dennis Ross. And he was a guy that would come down too. And he was a guy that had that hustle, like that hack thing. But he had a good heart. He was a very good writer. But one of those guys we all know that when they start off, they're really good writers, but not great stand-ups. If they don't learn how to do stand-up, at first you're like, wow, this guy's brilliant, and they get booked, but they get lost in the shuffle if they don't get a writing job. So after a while, they're kind of just like, doing the same thing over and over. But you could see how sad and frustrated they are that this has become their only job because they thought other things were going to happen. And this guy had some decent ideas, like jokes he had written were like stolen from him and then put like in Maxim magazine, like in the back.
Oh, no.
It was so funny. Like literally. And I thought he was stealing jokes at one point, but then I had seen proof later from a video, but I was reading, I drove with him to West Virginia and in the back, there was a Maxim magazine and I read the joke in the back and I go, dude, you stole a joke from Maxim magazine? He goes, one more fucking asshole said, I swear to fucking God, that's my joke. I go, dude, it's in your car. Just admit it. I'm being an asshole. Just admit you stole you literally have this. Are you just doing jokes from this? He goes, yeah, I'm doing jokes from Maxim magazine. And I'm going to do a bit on being hot like Stacy Keebler later. He yelled, I'm just doing their magazine, screaming at me. I was like, whatever. I'm sorry. And then he showed me video of him like 15 years earlier doing that joke. He's like, so you think the guy who wrote the Maxim wrote that 15 years ago? I just held on to it for a long fucking time. I was like, whatever. Anyway, the two of them used to work together. But then like a lot of local headliners, they started to hate each other because they were like using the same turf too much. You know what I mean? Wait, I do the Denny's and you do the IHOP, or like that kind of shit. So they would not talk for a long time. There was this bar in Connecticut that would book people just like through this guy named Roger Paul, who used to, I don't know if you know him, he's a manager, but he managed like Screech and like Skippy from Family Ties. And he did Dice Clay for a little bit. And, I think he does Tom Cotter now. Shit, like the people that had a fame thing, but they kind of went away, he would grab onto them. You know what I mean? Jimmy Walker, people like that. He would get them gigs. Like he would book other shit things too. So he knew these two. They were arguing about who was going to headline it, so they billed it as co-headliners, which is the worst. But I was the host, and I'm brand new, so I've got a host. But they said we're all doing 30 minutes, which I thought was insane. They're co-headliners. I'm a year and a half in, and then when I got there, the owner of the place said, I don't even know if you have 30 minutes, but I'm so tired of those two's act that we just said everybody do equal, so they want to do more. And I'm like, I appreciate it. He goes, they might brag you're all getting paid like differently, but you're getting the same amount there. Whatever they tell you, they don't get much.
Jesus.
It was very honest. He just get good because I don't like.
Listen, we're not even gonna light you. If you've got more, just keep going. That's fine.
Basically, he said do time between. I don't give a shit. And it was right near Quinnipiac College at this bar on a Sunday when football would be on. This is when he would do comedy. It was like the alternative for people who don't like football. The other room was football. This is here. And some of the college kids would go, but like these were old hack comics. The college kids would kind of like, they had a big popcorn making machine. You can just get your own popcorn. They would throw popcorn. It was fucking crazy, but it was fun for me, and I had a good time. So I do my act. The two of them hate each other so much they won't speak to each other. They flip a coin to see who's going to headline and who's not going to headline. They both are upset at the results, which I don't understand why. But I think one of them wanted to bury the other one, and they both wanted to pretend like they wanted to headline, but they'd rather go first to like bury. I don't know. So they figure it out. One of them, the first one, Phil Selman goes up and he's doing his jokes, and he has this hack joke, and he's like, "Have you heard about that Asian TV show?" We're an Asian country TV show where they run against the law. The Gooks of Hazard. That's the punchline, he says, where the college crowd's like, wait, what? And he's like, he says it again. It's not even like a racial term that was used now at all, but even then, like 15 years ago, not much used. It moves on, whatever. I'm half paying attention. I bring up Dennis Ross, whatever. 15 minutes in, he does the same joke. Because they have worked together so much. They used to write together. He in the middle of his act, he just goes, and I thought he was being a dick at first because he doesn't. I'm like, oh, he's shitting on the guy. He's doing Gooks.
This is it, yeah.
And then he's like, what? And the kid goes, the other guy said that, and he goes, fuck you, Phil. Stop taking my bits. So
imagine fighting for that one.
The worst joke I've ever heard, and they're fighting over it. So then I go up at the end to say goodnight, and I go, hey, so you guys, make sure you tip your waitresses, and by the way, here's something to take home with you. And I start doing it, and the crowd's dying. I just go, you guys heard about that Asian fucking country show? It's called The Gooks Hazard. And I point, and they're dying laughing. I go, thank God someone killed with that joke. Good night, everybody. I walk off, and the two of them in unison both say, that's our bit. Like they were still mad at me.
With like zero fucking irony.
No, they were just so mad about that. They're like, it's such a killer bit.
They both are so angry.
Ever worked? I can't imagine a time where, I mean, it's stupid wordplay. It's what it is, but the hold on to it. And the two of them were such different characters. Phil would go up with he looked like Fonzie. He had like a leather jacket with the collar up, tight jeans, the t-shirt, like a Dennis Leary looking look that just didn't fit this older man. And then Dennis was like a big fat guy who was so fat he couldn't wear like button pants. So he would wear sweatpants with a drawstring and then a button-down shirt and tuck it in. And it was the great, and he would sit down. It was like, and these two are both goose ass. It's still, to this day, when people ask me about like working with divas, I'm like, yeah, the two biggest ones of all time.
It is really that is how it goes. Like, those are the biggest divas, the people who have no claim to power whatsoever.
None. I have no claim to power whatsoever. And whenever I open and there's a younger guy in the show and they ask me anything, I go, you do whatever you want to do. Anything. Because I always just think of those two. And I'm like, I'm never going to do. Hey, Pat, I know that they said I was doing 15, but the club said it's up to you if I can do 20. I go, then you're doing 20 then. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, dude, you get better. I don't give a fuck. Bobby, you know what I've worked with. I don't ever give a shit about that.
No, that's one of the best things. Yeah.
From your perspective, what's the worst that's going to happen to do 5 more minutes and die up there?
Now, if they do 5 more minutes up there and then the club now adds another comic or tells that middle, they could do another 20. The only thing that sucks is sometimes the show goes too long.
Yes.
So when I've seen that happen where they're like, hey, Pat, I know we said it's 3 comics, but it's 4 comics now. The host is going to do 20 instead of 15. The guest spot's going to do 10. The middle's going to do 30 instead of 25. Is that cool? I go, great. I'm doing 30 then. And they go, wait, no, you're supposed to do 45. We're paying you for that. I go, well, the show's too long.
You've already made
the show so long. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not worried about my time. I'm worried about the money you're paying me that we agreed to, and I'm going to close the show. If you're going to make the show super long and make it hard for me to get the momentum I need because everyone's beat up and tired, I think that's ridiculous. I don't want you to cut any of them, but just cut me. And most times they're fine with it. And then I end up doing the time anyway, but it's the principle. Like, I'll do it, but knowing in my head that I could cut off, and I'm like, and they're like, oh, you did the time. I go, yeah, I'm a whore and I can't help it. But like, I want everyone to get their fair shake. Now, I don't like it when a comic shows up at a show and starts asking for time when they weren't on the show. I'm not, there's a lot of guys who consistently do it. Now, okay. So if I'm at a show and Glessner, you booked it, Bobby's booked on the show, and I went to say, I'm here to support Bobby. And you see me and you go, oh shit, Pat, you're here. Do you want to do time? My first answer usually is, I'm here to support the show. And in the second, when you ask again, I go, do you actually need me? Because that's my next question. Because they're like, I've done that. And people go, wait, well, would you mind hosting? And that's happened because like they're worried about the young guy or they don't want to host it. And then I'm like, that's fair. And then they're like, well, I don't know if I can pay it. Nope. I showed up here as a guest. If you want to throw me money after, fine. I've now agreed to this thing. I'm cool with it. But if they're just like, if I say, do you need me? Like, it would just be cool to say, oh, someone else could drop in. I go, now you're making me part of a thing. Like, and you never know who's going to show up, but not paying me to be that thing who you never know is going to, not that I'm known, but like in certain parts of Connecticut, they're like, oh, the guy we hear on the radio or whatever, that's cool. You're not going to use me for that. So therefore, no, I'd rather watch the show. And also, what would be the point of me doing 5 minutes? If you want me on this show, you're psyched, I'm here, book me the next time you do the thing. But a lot of comics show up, want to do that, ask for time, and then have the balls, once they're given time, to ask if there's money. And it's just like, do you not realize how hard a job it is to book a show?
You get to do one or the other. Yeah. You get to ask for time or ask for money.
Well, and it's different, too, when you're invited to do time. That is a completely different scenario, like you're saying.
But like sometimes people invite you because they feel like they have to, and they're hoping you say no.
Yeah. Well, and that's, like you said, anytime I've ever been in a spot where that happens, my first answer is hesitation. When I was like, hey, it's like, I came to watch. Like, I'm cool with watching. It's like, do you, like you said, do you want me to? Or, because that's happened to me before, like, I've showed up to a show, and they're like, oh, you can do a guest spot. I'm like, okay. And then actually, like you said, like 10 minutes later, they come back. I'm like, you just want to host it? And I was like, yeah, okay, I can do that. It's not a problem. Of course, I'm also like, I've headlined once, you know what I mean? Like, that time is good time for me. So I'm like, yeah, I'll host it. But
all time's good time. Like, I'll never understand a guy who's like, well, I'm now this level. There's no union in comedy. Like, you've deemed yourself this thing. Like, we all take it very seriously, and we all kind of give ourselves like titles and levels to a thing that all you had to do one day was go to open mic and write your name on a list and you were in.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, we have a guest on here a lot, Ben Oates, who is schizophrenic and insane. And he's been around in the Connecticut comedy scene for like 15 years. Okay. Everyone knows him as a comic. Everyone everyone else knows him as a schizophrenic on so many meds that he buys hookers all day and loses his mind. The rest of the world knows him as that. We know him as that crazy comedian. That's what comedy is. You just let him in, and he's just one of us, and we can't do anything. We can't vet him out. Not that we need him to. I'm not saying I like Ben, but I'm saying in general, anyone can be in it. Whenever a comic does something crazy or bad, and someone's like, "Can you believe it?" I'm like, absolutely. I can believe a pedophile or a fucking molester or a woman who killed her kids did comedy, because that's an attention thing. I'm someone who does these things. Now I can go up there and I can say crazy shit and they think I'm kidding. Like, there's a comic at the comedy school I've been helping out with, and this guy, he goes up there for 5 minutes and talks about being a priest and a pedophile, and then says it's all just jokes, but then goes on Facebook, and if you write something like, I'm sad because I make a joke post, he'll message you 20 times going, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you all right?" It's like, how crazy are you? You can say you fuck children, and everyone knows like we all hope you're kidding. Because if you're not, if you're being truthful the way you think I am on Facebook, then go to jail. Stop confessing at this mic. But it's just like, that's what the level of craziness there. So, but getting back to what I said, so with the levels like that, I'll host, I'll middle, I'll headline, I'll do a spot, I'll do whatever you need. I don't do guest spots because I think that's weird, but I'll do whatever spot anyone pays me to do and just take advantage of the time.
Sure. We had a guy show up Thursday to open mic, and it's been crazy in Harrisburg, like where we get time, so we have to cut it down to like 3 or 4 minutes. We signed up and we were looking at the list. He's like, "How much time are we going to get to do?" And I was looking at it. I was like, "It's looking like it's going to lean towards 3 tonight." And he goes, "Oh, I need at least 5 for my first time." And I'm like, okay. I was like, "You don't?" I was like, but so we got to the point where they got 4. A minute and a half in, this guy literally looks down and just goes, "I don't know what else to do." And I'm like, "You son of a bitch."
That's so
why are we all like this?
We all are like that because we think that in my head it's this. We also, when we first start, we think we have to do every joke. We like they expire. It's not something like, this joke will self-destruct if I don't do all 5 minutes that I've got or whatever. That's why I've always said that open mic's the worst thing. We always done it this way. Open mic should never say you get 5 minutes. It should say you get up to 5 minutes.
Yeah, yes. Well, and that's what we always tell people too. I was like, look, if you've got 2 minutes, do you 2. I was like, and then let us know that you're done. That's fine. You don't have to stay up there and die for 3 more minutes. But then conversely too, like I've had to tell people, because like they'll rush through material. I'm like, look, the best case scenario that you can have happen is that it takes you 5 minutes to get through 3 minutes of your material because you were doing well. I was like, if you leave and you didn't get to do all your material, good. There's no.
Well, you're either doing well or you keep going, fuck, that was wrong. Let me start over. That's a fun one.
That's true too.
Either way, we didn't need it.
I always go up with an intent and a purpose. When I go to open mic, I have like a joke or 2 to work on. If I'm working on those 2 jokes and it takes 3 minutes, I give the time back to the room because I don't need the other 2. I'm good. I can do shit, but what's the point?
Yeah.
I don't need to do anything. I'm there to work on someone. Someone else is up there trying to do their show. And I get it. They're news. They don't do anything else. I understand that. But then that's making me go, oh, you're not watching the other people work. So you're not really taking advantage of a full open mic. You're working on you, but you're not watching how people the next step up. Like, I'll never understand a guy who's brand new saying, "Oh, dude, all I watch is like Bill Burr and Chris Rock." I'm like, you're okay. So you're like a 10-year-old who wants to play doctor watching brain surgeons. Yeah. You should watch a kid who's in high school who's thinking of going to med school. Like the smaller level up. I always tell you, like the guys in the comedy school I've been helping with, I'm like, go to open mic and watch them. You see that kid there? He got his first guest spot at this club the other day. Watch him. Yeah, because that's the level you should be aiming up for. The work ethic he puts in, what he does. Ask him questions. Don't ask me questions because the level I'm here, you can't do anything with my advice anyway. You don't know what the fuck to do.
You're aiming for like 40 more rungs than you can reach right now.
But I've got 5 minutes. Oh my God. We had in this class thing, we were teaching them, and that first time giving them a light. And I said, when you see the light, do not bug out or yell at me or fucking go like, all right, and you freak out. Just acknowledge it and be fine. And it was funny because there's this one girl. All right, by the way, 2 people in the class have brain damage, Bobby, which is hilarious. 2 of them legitimately have brain damage. And the first time I was filling in for another comic, they asked me to come by and help out for 2 weeks. So I come in, and one girl says she has brain damage. You can tell she's reading off cue cards. Everything is filthy, like filthy. Everything is just like, my boyfriend's cock is how big, and it moves it. It's fucking gags me and fucking makes me cry, and
He wrote all of those jokes.
Moves the card, but she keeps doing it like this. But it's funny shit she's saying. She actually has a poem about her boyfriend's dick. Like her boyfriend either wrote the material or he's just like so happy that she's out there. Just it's 5 minutes of like a tribute to this man's cock. It's crazy.
Here's the haiku.
She does a haiku on his dick, but it's like so she's reading through the cards, and she's like, but she speeds through. So the other teachers didn't know what to do, and I'm like, you're using cue cards, right? She goes, I have to. No, understandable. No one has a problem. I said, real quick, everyone here, bring notes up every fucking time you go up. Fuck anyone says differently. You're learning how to do something. Eventually, you learn how to memorize it. You don't know anything. You've never performed. Fuck people giving you advice for them instead of for you. You're not them. So bring notes. I'd rather you bring notes than go, I'd rather you look at a note than do that shit. Absolutely. You, lady, the cue cards, you have a whole joke written down small. Write the joke in thirds. So the first third of the joke is there. Put the card down. Say the next horrific thing. They'll laugh at the fact that you're like cock balls, dick cock pussy. It'd be funnier that way. But when she was first doing it, I'm sitting next to one of the other teachers, and she's doing it, but she's still got brain damage. She's got the cards on the stool part, and as she's finishing the joke, she's already leaning over and going like this. So it's distracting as she's not stopping and going. She's moving. He goes, she's not doing it right. I go, she is half a tard. And dude, he starts laughing so fucking hard. And she goes, oh, did you like that one? Because she thought it was at the joke. And he's like, yeah, I forgot. I go, yeah, you guys keep wanting the two people with brain damage to like not have brain damage. Just be happy they're here.
Yeah.
Juice is low, honestly.
Two of the best comics we have.
That's surprising. Well, it's like, and if you're rushing through, like, yeah, write it in thirds, and then make sure that there's a fourth card in between that just says, take a breath.
Yeah. I told her, have a drink there. Give yourself distractions. Because I mumble, I talk fast. I know I'm dominating with comedy, so we'll get to the show. I'm sorry. But like when I first started and I would talk fast, I made sure I had shit. I moved a stool away. I put a drink there. I have a note there because I needed it. To make myself go over there, stop, breath, break. I also built in motions and movements with the jokes to make me think. So I'm like, when I tell this joke and I face left, Pat, in my head, I would say this. So when you're going to get to the middle part, go to the middle. And when you get to the punchline, turn. Those little turns slowed my voice down, slowed my motions down, slowed my thinking down. Let me see the room so I could do crowd work, but made it so everyone could hear everything I was saying. And it helped me a lot with my inflection and motions and movements and pausing. And I would put staring into it and things like that where people thought I was mad, but it's really me just slowing down. But you tell that to somebody now who just started, that's too much. So I'm literally like, write bigger on your cue cards.
Yeah, do something to break up the pace.
Don't do comedy. You have brain damage. It's the only art. Once again, no other job would you be like, oh, you know the girl brain damage? She's now flying a plane.
That is true.
Right. We're just like, yeah. And the funny thing is you're like, dude, she's on the show this week. Why? Dude, she has brain damage. The crowd's going to love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
in a wheelchair. We have 2 wheelchair guys this week. It's fucking crazy. I'm not following her. She has cancer. Like, dude, we've all said that. Because you're like, fuck, she's going to talk about it. God damn it. Or a guy who's like, the troops, like fucking troops. Fuck you.
You had to bring that one back, yeah.
The fucking troops. I was a troops. Like, oh, God damn it.
I was a troops.
I was all of them.
I always love it every time I follow a vet or anybody. And I have a lot of friends. Like, obviously, we live in central Pennsylvania. It's where they make vets. I love going up and be like, he talked about serving. I was like, let's get up for him. I too served. It's Operation Stolen Valor. So we lost a lot of good men out there.
It was me and Sergeant Slaughter. It was tough out there.
Private Ryan, he was there.
Bobby, what's the worst that kind of thing that for you to follow?
For me to follow?
Like, not just like hard to follow, but like when you're like you, I know you're like me. Someone goes up and they are, examples. If they are woke, they're transsexual, they're handicapped, and you're like, you want to shit on them, but you're also like, no, it's a show. But you're like, I got to follow what the crowd's going to be like with this.
I feel like a woke would be my biggest issue. Particularly
Because they're not going to get laughs.
Like the end of the alphabet of LGBTQ, like any of those woke people. Because no, especially if they're killing, because it's a good indicator.
I've never seen a true woke kill. I've seen people that touch subjects to get like pander, like it's saying I'm a teacher or a troop. That's always the one you go to. But now it's just like, it's like all lives matter. And then like they're dancing around, but like they still have jokes. I've never seen a true woke comic whose every joke is like never punching down at all do well.
No, that's it's not funny.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's really not.
if you're like, and I mean, woke is one of those things that just seems like that word gets thrown around so fucking much. It's the new snowflake. But like obviously there are people who are aware of social issues, but people who are so aware of everything and so not trying to toe a line, it's like, where are you even going to go with your human if you're too afraid to step on any eggshells? Like, and that's the problem. It's not so much that you care about things, but it's like, what the fuck are you going to say? Like, how are you possibly going to broach anything with any levity if you hold it all as a sacred cow?
It used to not be called woke. It used to be called, you work cruise ships. Because that was all you could do. Because I know guys who work cruise ships, and I knew a guy. I had a joke where I compared going to the strip club when I first started, like Home Depot. Because I was saying that I would name my strip club the Home Depot. In that way, because I said, like, when a guy goes to the strip club and uses a credit card, the bill would come and be like Pussy Hat McGee. It's an old fucking stupid thing when I was starting off doing it. And then the old joke would be that when she gets the statement in the mail, it'll be like, oh, it's like, did you see you went to Home Depot? Did you get any wood? And he's like, as soon as I walked in the door, like, and a guy I knew who did cruise ships was like, hey, can I take part of that? I go, what? He's like, I'm not stealing from you. When I'm on the cruise ships, I can do that. I can't do the wood part at the end. And I can't say that I go to a strip club, but I can infer to going to a strip club in the silliness, because on a cruise ship, that's acceptable, but that's pushing the line. That would be dirty. Because it's not just people from like all over America, it's all over the world showing up, and you can't offend anyone. You can't even offend someone who might be a stripper on vacation, because then they can complain and go, I'm paying for this vacation, and I go to here to just relax, and you're bringing up my job and saying I'm negative. Because of the amount of money you're spending on it. So it's like insanely, literally the guy goes, I already have 10 minutes on going to the Home Depot. I can have a couple more. He's like, I literally do 20 minutes on Home Depot. He got in trouble because he said it's so, he's like, you never see, I saw there's handicap parking. That was his joke. There's handicap parking at the Home Depot. There's tons of handicap parking spots at Home Depot. What are they building? A ramp? And I guess he got shit for that, but I'm like, that's fucking funny.
It's a good joke.
he's like,
I mean, it's the obvious place to go to, but it's funny.
Yeah, but he's trying to be safe, and people wheelchairs like, well, we can build ramps. Like, really? I don't think.
Prove it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, what are you guys doing? Building ramps. I'm agreeing with you. You're handy capable, for fuck's sake.
Oh, I forgot handy capable is a thing.
I was picturing the Home Depot strip club that the receipt just has the H and the O capitalized. Like, oh, it's weird. What a typo.
We should just start adding things to the LGBTQ thing that aren't sexually related, like H. What handicap? Whoa, that's not go. Why not? That's also people that are excluded. Are you excluding people from your non-exclusion letters?
They're like kind of the T's kind of cover that one. Their sexual organs are handicapped.
Or they might be unicorned out into like a beautiful thing. Better. Maybe they morphed. Yep, that's what their legs did when they had to get their cock chopped off. They just opened up.
Well, handicap is a sexual
are all
thing
the letters?
For somebody for sure. LGBTQ.
So lesbian,
gay, bisexual, transgender,
questioning/queer.
Questioning/queer. I think.
Wait, questioning.
Yes, queer or questioning.
What's questioning
about it? Bobby, you're thinking about it.
I need attention.
Oh, but for real, like I'm thinking about it. Is it sexuality?
Yeah, it's like, hey, this seems kind of popular, but I'm definitely straight. So if I say I'm questioning,
but isn't that bisexual?
Yeah, wait.
No, you could be.
You're getting into the woods now.
Bisexual
that's like,
is strictly male and female, whereas you could be like pansexual, which is basically
right. Pansexual is not questioning. Why isn't P in there?
Because you could be cueing your P. You could be questioning, am I pansexual?
What if you are just pansexual?
Like
why aren't you on the list?
Like one time, a woman came to me and was like, I am pansexual and I need the nature of our relationship to change. And I questioned her and went, I think you're just a whore.
Hey-o.
My thing with the pansexual is it's like, they're like, well, no, it's not bi because I'm attracted to everybody who identifies everywhere. It's like, yeah, as if someone who's attracted to both men and women are going to draw the line at a man with women parts.
You know what?
Like, they're
I
like, this
actually know
chick has a
someone
penis and I'm not a fan.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I take it back then.
Because because I know a bisexual person, it's not Pete. I know a bisexual person that says, sometimes I'm super attracted to a manly man and sometimes I'm attracted to a feminine woman.
God,
But I don't want a mixture. I want one or the other. It's like they don't want Neapolitan. They want vanilla with chocolate. They don't want that mixture.
What a bigot. That's what I hear. What a
Is that what the B is? Bigot?
No, that's my team.
What if it was?
My
Lesbian trans bigots.
My team's the NBA. I'll let you figure out what the N stands for. The B is bigots and A is the rest of America.
No, I can't figure it out, Bobby. What's the N stand for?
Just the one group who like tends to get really upset when they get tricked by the T's, the LGBTQ community and things like that. You know, the NBA.
I don't know.
The NBA.
Yeah, the basketball league.
Yeah, the association. The NBA, bigots, and the rest of America.
Now, if you make it the WNBA, is that whites? Are they in there too?
Mainly women. Those are the women.
Women. I was just watching a video. I know it's old, but like it says Karen can't keep up with Kyle. I don't know if you've ever seen this video, but there's this principal and she's yelling at this like skateboard guy. He's like probably a little too old to be skateboarding out there. He's probably like Manny, you know what I mean? Like he's out there skateboarding for no reason with little kids. And she's yelling. She's like, get out of here. You have to leave. And he's like, you're not in charge of here. You're a principal. And he's like, just deal with children inside the building. That's your job. And she goes, no, this is my job. He's like, no, that's a security person's job. And she goes, get out of here. And then he screams at her at the same level. He goes, why are you yelling at me? No, I'm yelling at you. And he starts doing it. And he goes, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm laughing. Which it's funny because when a woman does, I'm like, so annoying. But when he did it, I'm like hysterical. And I know he was kind of being funny, but he was also just being a Karen. And I'm like, yeah, that was a problem.
He just wants to skate, man. That's all.
Yeah.
Let me speak to the manager.
35-year-old adult with a mullet. He just wants to skate.
She's like, it's not the skateboarding that's the issue. It's all the kids you've molested.
Yeah. It's like
We have 17 allegations against you right now. That's why we're
not
asking
being
you to
at
leave.
this school.
No, it's not a security guard's job. It's the actual police. We have a restraining order that says you're not allowed to be this close to children.
Unless you're a security guard or Tony Hawk, you're not going to tell me how to skate. Is that what the T stands for, Tony Hawk?
That'd be awesome.
So we got the B's are the bigots, the T's are Tony Hawks. The Q's are questioning if they're Tony Hawks or bigots.
If that whole community could all do 9,000s, I feel like they'd get more respect.
9,000s?
Isn't that what he did?
It's 900. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Now I'm being a fucking
9,000
Karen.
would
I'm
be-
being a questioning about that.
He'd still be doing it.
So many
He'd just be and then
20
you would
rotations up
end-
there.
You would end in a very weird spot.
Yeah, it wouldn't be an even number.
Basically
would it?
halfway through.
Like a tornado.
Same with a 900, though, right?
It's 2.5 rotations.
Okay, so we're in agreement that LGBTQ, the B stands for Bones Brigade, the T stands for Tony Hawk. We just turn it into that and make it like a skate. And that's what usually happens to shit. It becomes like a skating thing. You take a word and you move into that and just make that so that all the skateboards and all the graffiti says LGBTQ, but it all stands for different shit now.
The L stands for Lance Mountain.
Yeah, Lance Mountain said, now we got to do it all.
Give me Neil Bender. Blender. T, Tony Hawk, already got that. Q.
See, there's no R for retard. That could be Rodney Mullen, but like we need something in there.
Poor Rod.
No, I didn't mean that he's retarded. Rodney's the fucking goat. Rodney's the guy invented every fucking move
No,
there is.
I'll say this though. Ever since I watched like the Bones Brigade documentary and then watched like anything where they let Rodney talk for a long time, I'm like, oh, he is severely autistic. But I would watch him talk about anything because
Have you watched the TED Talks?
Yes. They're amazing.
I went down the rabbit hole about 6 months ago. I went down everything.
Watching him until the wheels fall off, I was like, God damn. I was like, I'm terrible at skateboarding. It makes me want to go out into the garage for like an hour and like make sure I can do something and just keep doing that for the rest of my life.
And then he says that line to the wheels fall off, and they name the documentary after it. But then he goes on, the Hawk and the Wolf podcast, and they bring that up, and he goes, "Oh, I don't remember saying that." It was like the biggest moment to them. All the editors, all the footage took this, named the documentary. He goes, "I said that."
I'm sure he's like, "Oh yeah, I was just talking."
They basically had to tell him the whole time, like, "Hey, stop going skating at 3 a.m. in like awful areas."
Oh,
like,
I love that.
He goes in the rain in the England into a section. It's just like, the hood of that area. And he's like, "Yeah, I've had guns pointed at me many times."
Did you watch the Bones Brigade documentary?
Yes.
Where they're talking about he would literally sometimes just hop the fuck out of the van and he would be gone for hours and they had no idea where he went. And they're on the road.
Well, he said he's like, "I have to pee. I got to pee." They're driving. He's not speaking. They pull over. This is before cell phones or anything else. They're late to a thing. They pull over and he just runs through a field like they're like in Nebraska and just ran like out of sight where they couldn't see him. He's out of the skyline. And they're like, where? So they had to just wait. And then like 4 hours later, he just comes back and he's like, "Hey guys," I'm like, "Hey Rodney, you good?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he said, "Let's go." And then they just go. And they're 4 hours late because Rodney just had a fucking moment. And they can go chase him. They just sat there and they had to just do it. But then because he was, I would now become a skating, but like when you watch the documentaries on Rodney Mullen, the amazing thing was before him doing the tricks that he was involved in was the gayest thing anyone can do on skateboards. They would just disco dance. They would stand on and go.
Yeah.
Like, and that was the move. And then he showed up and he's doing he's dancing on the wheels. The skateboard's upside down. They're like, "What the fuck?" And he got a perfect score. And then he gets home and his dad goes, "You have to quit now. You did it." His dad was the meanest man.
Like, do you realize
a reporter called 3 weeks later to talk to him because he's like the greatest of all times in a thing. The reporter, his dad goes, "Well, I guess if the news wants it," that's not the news. It was like Jerk Magazine or whatever. It was like something. Like, "I guess since they want to talk to you, we'll let you do it for a little bit. But don't worry, when you're 18, it's done." He's just dominant. It'd be like if Michael Jordan's dad's like, "Yeah, you can play for North Carolina for 2 years. But if you win a championship your second year, you got to just stop and not work at the store."
Better get a real job. That's like Tony Hawk bought a fucking house before he graduated high school.
Yeah, but his dad also fixed everything.
Well,
I don't know. We lost people on more talking about open mic back bringers or fucking just a deep dive on skating and trying to tie it into LGBTQ.
I do feel like
one guy's like, I turned it off when they said trannies.
Tony, to some extent, is the guy who's like 21 years old, doesn't drink, never done drugs, shows up to a comedy club and is like, "Yeah, let's go," and just doesn't do any of the fun stuff associated with comedy ever. You know what I mean? Like, he came in clean. He was like, I'm going to treat it like it's a real, I feel like he lost some of the punk edge there.
They all did. Bones Brigade was not. They talk about that too. They're like the guys who hated that. Like, what the fuck's that guy's name? The one who fucking like even when his dad died.
Jason Ellis.
That guy. That guy fucking hated Tony Hawk. I can't think of his. But it's
they asked him. I'm blanking out on it. They asked him about when Tony Hawk's father. He hated Tony Hawk's dad. Tony Hawk's dad would yell at him all the time for being there. This guy, so Tony Hawk's trying to do this because he's loving skating. They're all Caballero, all those guys just love skating. They were all nerds. They didn't party. Like they kind of put him in the mags to be a good looking guy, but none of them, either they had girlfriends and they were like good kids and they didn't do that. Lance Mountain even said that. He goes, "Doing the drugs and the drinkings when you're fucking falling off and you're losing your edge. We were as winners." It's like, that's what like Boy Scout nerd shit, but they were in the magazines, they're like rock stars, and because they were on TV or videos that people thought they were great, but they were all nerdy. But this fucking guy, Dwayne Peters, there's something like that.
I can't remember, but I know who you're talking about.
Okay,
yeah.
So anyway, so about you like this. So he hated him. He always had fights with him. He hated Tony Hawk. Was like, look up this guy. He's a couple years older. Tony Hawk would watch him skating and this fucking like going up and down the fucking in the pool, whatever. And we'll start getting closer and closer to him and the other guy one day. And like just getting closer, hoping to be in their circle, hoping they would be like, "Hey man, you're good." Because he just wanted to hear that as this young guy trying to do stuff. He went over there and he goes, yeah, come over here. And then he spit on Tony Hawk and told him to fuck off. So he leaves. And then, so like, he hated his dad because his dad was always in charge of shit. And he thought his dad was fixing stuff because his dad's the first one to start the commission and the judging and all that shit. So his dad dies. And they reach out to everyone. They're interviewing them about the, I think it was Bob Hawk or whatever the fuck his name was, the influence he had on skating. And even if you didn't really like him, everyone's like, what a wonderful guy. He was like a father driving everyone to the games. We would all stay at his house. They asked this guy, and he goes, it's like, I'm so happy he's fucking dead.
Jesus.
Yeah, like in an interview. Oh, couldn't happen to a better guy. I'm so happy he's dead. So then, like, flash forward like 2 years later, they're at this huge skating competition on a vert thing, and it's going to be Tony going against this guy. And a week earlier, this guy's daughter died, like in some kind of freak thing, young girl. So Tony goes walking up to him. They're behind the scenes. No one else is there. Right away, he goes, all right, man, fucking give it to me. Tell me my daughter's fucking dead and fuck me and all this stuff. And Tony's like, hey, man, my heart goes out to you. I'm so sorry for your loss. It's got to be devastating. And I'm here for you. And then he pauses and goes, still fuck that guy. But whatever. Let it go. No
Could not get it out of the system.
Moment. Fuck him. He should have fought me.
Well, my
That's
favorite thing
awesome.
about that too, though, is like you hated him so much, but it's like that dude comparatively had like 3 tricks.
Yeah. Yes.
Where it's like, no, you just go up and down the ramp. What are you doing with these spins and the varials? You just ollie. That's it, ollie. Like they hated Tony because he ollied out instead of just pushing up.
Well, it's like Christian Hosoi only had like air. I mean, he was beautiful and just had air, but like so like that's like saying Sean Kemp was just the Rain Man because it was super dunks. He was still not. Blake Griffin could just dunk, but it was still incredible. But they couldn't. They didn't do everything like Magic Johnson could do. You know what I mean? It's like
Absolutely.
Like have AIDS. Like those two couldn't get AIDS. They were too busy having protected sex and being smart.
He's done a very good job of not dying.
Blake Griffin fucked Kardashians and didn't get AIDS.
It's amazing. They should use these things for medical science.
Sean Kemp was in Seattle. You know how many heroin whores are in Seattle? And that guy didn't get AIDS.
It's a supersonic amount.
Sean Kemp went from I'm living in Kentucky to Seattle. The 2 places where you should get diseases. Always.
Stayed clean.
None. Sean Kemp, whose cock was the size of a horse's in Kentucky. He could have battled the horses with their cocks to the death. No AIDS. Magic Johnson, AIDS. And then kept sleeping with people. And then he's shocked by karma that his son's whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, it's not good. Shouldn't get AIDS.
Wouldn't
Isn't
recommend
his
it.
son all goofy or something?
It is amazing how guys like that, like we revere guys like Michael Jordan, who like to this day is like, fuck Isaiah Thomas. I kept him off the dream team. He's a piece of shit. And when they're successful, we're like, yeah, that's that competitive edge. But when it doesn't work out, we're like, that guy's just fucking bitter.
Well, but that's the difference.
It better be good if you're going to be
History's
bitter.
written by the winners, man. When you're a bitter loser,
I guess I'm Googling it wrong, but when you look up Tony Hawk's enemy, Wee Man comes up. I'm like, that's not who I'm looking for.
that makes sense.
It
He's
would
always
be
been a little
awesome if
suspect.
it was Wee Man who was just like, fuck your
Wee
dad.
Man hates him.
Oh, God damn it. It's
Fuck your dad
something.
with his good DNA.
If it wasn't for Tony, I could have been a big star.
His non-recessive trait carrying DNA.
No,
It's something P or whatever. It's like, I don't know. Someone. I was gonna say someone is yelling at their TV, but no one is. No one knows any of the things we just talked about.
Was it Peter Salmon? The natural rival of the Hawk.
Peter
is the
Gabriel.
Salmon. The natural rival of the Hawk is the salmon.
That's why he hated him. He had to worry about getting caught out of the air from him.
I'm not sure if they're right. That's like saying the natural rival to a pedophile is a child.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're rivals. Because the salmon's never won.
That is true.
He's trying though. He's
You know
got
what I mean?
ambition.
That's like saying the natural rival to the Harlem Globetrotters is the Washington Generals. They're not the rival.
Was it Johnny Rad? Is that what it was? Or Rob?
No,
Orchard?
it's something
No, that's not it.
or Dwayne or oh.
I looked up the cast and it's not.
Yeah.
They just didn't list them. They just said, fuck that guy.
So glad
That's
he's dead.
amazing.
It was incredible. When I watch it, I'm laughing out loud. This is amazing. All right, Bobby. Let's bring it to something more fun, I guess. Let's do it.
Dwayne Peters. You nailed it. Dwayne Peters.
Dwayne Peters. I knew. I was thinking of Red Peters, the guy who sings the awful like Weird Al, but like dick joke songs that Howard Stern used to play all the time. Then I thought of Russell Peters. I'm like, that's not it.
These are all the same person.
It was Dwayne Peters.
What if it was Dwayne Johnson instead?
Yes.
Can you smell that? It's your
Okay,
dad.
I read this, and I don't know if somebody was making it up, but this is real. Are they making a reboot of Twins? Someone posted reboot of Twins with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Charlie Day.
I don't think so. They aren't.
But
they aren't the same.
No, it's a more woke.
They should have waited till
It's a more woke version.
What's his brother, Roman Reigns? They should have waited till Roman was at the height of his chemo treatment, and then been
it's not his brother, but
that's
yes.
Twins. It's twins because they're.
I'm still telling you, Matt. I wrote emails and I wrote messages and DMs to WWE when he was coming back, Roman Reigns, with the leukemia, and his first rival was going to be Drew McIntyre. I'm like, if you don't make him cut the promo, you may have beat leukemia, but you'll never beat Drewkemia. You're insane. I kept writing that everywhere. I was adding everyone.
Never got
I had
through.
wrestling podcasts hitting me up going, that's awesome. They're not going to answer you. Like, dude, go, if you're going to go for it, fuck, if you're going to say it, leukemia. Dude, say Drewkemia, sure. I would own that still.
I don't
Good
know.
hashtag.
I don't. That's a little
Running
tough one.
wild on Oos instead of you. All right, Bobby, this is one I actually am doing this because I read this and I figured you were on this show that I'm going to read about right now.
Oh boy.
All right, so POS story. Men with large penises wanted in casting call for a documentary called Too Large to Love. Bobby's always talked about how big his penis is and how it's hard
It's
to
mainly
sit and
girthy.
live. Yes. This is by our boy Ben Cost, once again, is writing this.
We need to cancel this television show. It is very, very against people like me with small penises who write for the New York Times. It's Ben
The
Cost's
first
article.
line is, and you guys are younger, so you can help me with this. I think I know. But it says it's more than having BDE. Is that big dick energy?
Nailed it.
Okay. That's like so common that it now has an acronym.
No,
Yeah.
that's lazy writing.
Oh, that too.
I'm giving him a
I guess
C
they didn't
in
want to
my
write
journalism
big
class.
dick energy.
Right now, you're starting at a 50.
Yeah, but I
Damn.
think you can't lead the post with big dick energy.
That's fair. Yeah, maybe. Oh, I see what you're saying for like the algorithm. If it sees big
Yeah.
dick energy, it's going to shut it down. Good call. Good call,
Yeah.
Pat.
UK producers are scouting for well-endowed fellas,
Well, they're gonna
issuing
have
a
hard
casting
time.
call for men with prematurely. Wait, oh, no, not prematurely. Preternaturally large penises for a forthcoming documentary. I don't know what that word is. We'd like to speak to people about their positive and negative experience of having a large penis or being with someone who has one. Now, you know how like when you're like on a bus or going by a billboard and it says smoking or drinking problem, call this number. I hope somewhere in the UK it said huge wang.
Call
Call
this
us.
number.
Who wouldn't call? Yeah, it's fucking. My mom said it's huge.
Fat cock, call here.
Well, it'd be better if they also did a small dick one and see if they got any calls.
I think they already made that one though. Some guy had a micro penis and he made a documentary about it.
Right, some guy, but there wasn't a casting call.
Some
you
guy.
don't need to cast it. You know what I mean? Like, you're not turning any small dicks. I would go to it and be
I
like,
think-
just so I'd feel big.
I think that guy you're talking about was Hitler, and the documentary you're talking about is the Holocaust, because that's what happens when you have a
Oh.
small penis.
I always get those confused.
How amazing would it be
It's weird because you're a
to do that?
filmmaker.
If you're not feeling good about your dick, go to a casting call for the smallest penis, and they'll be like, dude, you're too big. I'm like, thank God. Someone finally said it.
And if they say you made it, you just blow your brains out because you're like, this was the one thing I had going for me.
Fuck.
Yeah, right. It's like,
It's like
but-
conversely, imagine showing up to the casting call for the biggest penis. They go, no,
no.
get the fuck out of here.
It's like playing a girl in basketball. You're only going to lose if you go to that casting call.
Oh, wait, you're the girl.
Well, no, if you go to that casting call, you go. The best they can tell you is, yeah, you have a decent sized penis, like you thought. The worst that's going to happen is they're like, no, get the fuck out. You have a small dick.
Shatter your entire image.
Whereas
of
if
who
you go to the
are.
small dick auditions, you either make the show and your illusions are fulfilled, or you know you have a bigger dick than most.
See, I don't like the way I wouldn't pick you as a judge because I need a Simon Cowell. I don't want to hear, it just isn't big enough. I want to hear, you're coming here with that. You think you're gonna walk out? I found One Direction, and now I found a 1-inch fucking penis. I don't need this guy. I need a guy being tough on it. I need them stretching it. I need a measurement boy. I want everything in this show. I also want the sad story about his mom having cancer before he comes out on
I want
stage.
them to weigh it like they do fish, like a hook
Yes.
it in the thing, and then they have to hold the thing down.
Someone stands there and holds his dick.
Oh,
I want that. I
19
do, and I also
ounces.
want
That's
some.
a new record.
Or they all stand there with their dicks out, and someone walks by like in a fucking like state fair with ribbons and just pops for a second, third. Just puts them on the
Austin
dick.
show holds it up. It takes 2 hands.
This one's been enhanced. Out.
Why the UK?
I wonder if you can't take pills.
Why the UK?
Yeah, that
Like,
seems
what countries
like a
did they
weird
roll
place.
out? They're like, well, this isn't gonna fucking work in China.
Well, because the UK's loose with it. Yeah, China would all be the same.
You know what would be a better show? Taking a guy with an average sized dick and dropping him in a country where it's now huge. Just being like, did your life change because you got a big dick energy, huh?
Call it big in Japan.
You know why? Yeah, it's just called a new country, but spelled CUNT.
Exactly.
But Bobby, you know why it's the UK? So they can say cunt.
Oh, good call. Good call.
That would destroy 3 cunts.
That is the
How many
measurement
cunts
system.
have you destroyed?
That's actually their scale. It's the cut scale.
They walk out with their wife who can't sit.
A wheelchair for the rest of her life.
It's just like Bobby on his show on Compound, just standing there making me feel anxious. It's like, why can't you sit? Because Brandon
Maybe-
Bigelow might show up.
That's why Bobby's.
Because Bobby's been fucked in the ass too hard by giant cocks.
would
Bobby
be
doesn't
fun.
like it when people pick on him.
It would be fun if there was a Dick Olympics and every country had to send their representative, and it would be like, China, we know that's just 3 of you in a trench coat.
If you don't think the luge is Dick Olympics, what's that one when all the bobsled when all 4 are in there together? That's just Human Centipede.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
That would suck if you're in the middle and you get a boner.
Sorry.
Bobsled, not throb sled. But dude, the throb sled, that's our new fucking.
That's okay. You're just getting more aerodynamic, bud.
Helps the turning.
I've gotten through one paragraph. We'd like to speak to people about their positive negative experiences of having a large penis or being with someone who has one. Oh, so you could either have a huge penis or just be like Riley Reid. Like, he just interviewed porn stars.
My dad
What's it
won't
like
talk
having
to
to
me
take
anymore.
monstrous cocks all the time? Like, I want to hear a real thing about a woman saying, yes, I literally can have a good relationship with a guy with an average penis after going to work and being just stabbed by 13 inches of death. Because it's got to feel good to not be in pain.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, she's probably not, it's, no matter what, that's going to be the hardest thing. That's the wrong pun, but to do that, like to be her and have to be like constantly knowing that the guy she's dating is thinking that she's faking it because there's no way she can like it. She likes porn, but like that's him going, "Oh, you're not a human and have feelings." Like, wouldn't she enjoy it because someone loves her? Like that's what she's a girl that's just used for sex all the time. But yes, it's her job. So not being used. She wants to do it. But I'm saying her job is sex. So she chooses to do her. Like when a chef comes home and he cooks for his family, he's happy to do it. He doesn't do it all the time, but when he does it, he's doing it with joy because he's like, I'm doing this in my free time for those I love. Most times we're like, I don't really want to. So when she does want to, realize she's doing it because of you, not because, and you don't have to worry about your penis size. You don't want to be that. You don't want to remind her of like Rocco, whatever his name is.
I
You don't
think
want to remind of anyone with the name Rocco ever.
If love was processed that logically, perhaps a different profession would be sought.
Why? It's really the same as comedy.
Right.
I want everyone to
Again,
love me.
If love was processed properly, a different profession would probably be sought. You
I
can do it for
think-
lots of them. Musicians.
And we start drawing these parallels, we're going to get real sad.
Yeah.
No, but see, I'm the
Don't
opposite.
do it
I mean,
like
maybe it's because
paid
I'm
per
older
scene.
when I've dealt with. I've definitely slept with people for the sake of sleeping with them before.
Oh, my
but
penis
I
doesn't
don't really
allow
like
that.
to. I don't really like to do that. I'd rather be with someone that I care about and then not do this. When I get older, I don't do that anymore. I can separate the sexual act as just a thing I'm doing, a means to an end, or a way to just kill time, than I can from actually being in love. And so I can see she's just going to work. It's not just fucking. It's a lot of some guy getting the lighting wrong.
Oh, yeah.
As you're just laying there and waiting, as this guy's like, the pill will kick in a minute, and then it does, and then it's just like bloopers. They gotta stand there and wave at the end, going, "I'm okay," and like, that kind of shit. It's tough stuff.
I can't sleep with somebody just for the physical aspect.
When I was in college and drinking, that's the only time I could do that.
No, I get
Alcohol let me do that. Sober, I can't do that.
I get that. Howard Stern has a $2,000 mic, and if the humidity or temperature gets too high or too low, it breaks. And that's like my penis. If anything's off, even the slightest little bit, we're not going to operate properly.
I've always said that so in my mind when I was younger, I was the least picky person ever. In my mind, my penis is a very sensitive poet. He just needs beautiful sunsets, and that's it. So I could be like, "Oh, you're not that fat," and then my dick's like, "Look how fucking fat she is!" Like it's yelling at them. Like, I can't do this. She looks like Bisquick. I can't do this. I've definitely said to people, "I just can't. You're too." Sorry, but you're just too fat. I cannot do this.
You're saying like sometimes you would be like the only real magic that guy pulls is being sexually attracted to you?
Yes. That's how anytime a woman tells me that, though, I make sure I know she's on drugs and it's not going to go well. If a woman says to me, "Wow, you're just hot," I'm like, "Okay, you've been hurt."
Yeah, here we go.
You might find me charming. I can see where you're like, I'm interesting. I know I have an alpha male type thing to me with my voice and everything, but to say I'm just like Clooney-esque, fuck you.
Yeah,
I know
you just don't even lie to me.
You can find me attractive. You found me the person, so therefore my shell comes better. I've seen ugly people passionately make out, but the two of them aren't like so off that they look at each other and think they're fucking Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. They know they are not. They are just two, what's his name? Finn Wolfgards. That's what they are. Just two Finn Wolfhards in the night. Two of the ugliest emo Phillips looking motherfuckers just going at him. He is the ugliest person in the history of the world. Fucking Mike from Stranger Things. I don't care. I'm saying it on Facebook. I'm saying it here. And people tried to find me uglier people. They only found me politicians. I'm talking about someone who's paid to be on TV so you see them. And he's not supposed to be the monster. Like literally, the former Freddy Krueger, the actor, Robert Englund, is in this latest season of Stranger Things. And he's playing a guy in that. And even him with his eyes sewed closed is more attractive at 80 years old than Finn Wolfhard, wherever the fuck his name is. And that cast has like a guy with a bowl haircut who's just a twink and waiting Will. He's ugly, but he's hot compared to this fucking Finn Wolfhard. And that other fucking... There's nothing attractive in this guy. Nancy's cool, but she's also 27.
Aren't
she's
they
supposed
all
to be
kids?
cool. What?
Aren't they all kids?
Nancy's 27 years old.
Yeah, but like you're ranking the hotness. What are we? Are we playing 15 or 19?
I think Finn's like 20.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
they're
haven't
all
seen the
not-
show. My bad.
They're not in the show. They're supposed to be, but it's like back in the sitcom days, like when like Topher
It's
Grace
like
was supposed to be in high school.
Yeah. Yeah, Topher Grace was 33 playing Eric.
Don't make me bring up Topher Grace again. I get mad every time.
Anyway, Big Dick Manus. Yeah, Big Dick.
But I've
Manus.
brought this up, right? The Topher Grace thing.
Yes. We brought your hatred of Topher Grace on here.
I liked him so much that he went on David Letterman that one time, and they asked him, Topher, that's an interesting name. Where's that from? He goes, many people, when they're named Christopher, take the first half of the name. It's Chris. I took the second half. I'm like, oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
God damn.
Your name's not Topher. You're just the second half, Christopher. You're Topher. Fuck you. I hate you. Fuck you. Right there. Never can watch him again.
You're mad because his parents didn't name him something stupid.
No, on his own accord. He looked at it and said, I'm more unique. I'm going to make people say dumb shit. Chris Grace is a great name.
Not bad.
Topher Grace sounds like some kind of dish that no fucking.
Wait, what's the show I'm auditioning
risotto.
for about? What's the show I'm auditioning for about? A bunch of
Big
pot
cocks.
smokers? No, a bunch of pot smokers. Okay, let's make my name as close to Toker as I can. Let's go Topher. See if I can just.
He
nail
already
this
was an
role.
actor. He didn't change his name that day.
Was just
He was
making a joke.
already Topher Grace. nice.
Trying to make a laugh. No worries.
There was a guy in the thing named Ashton. Who already did. And one guy, Danny, would end up raping ladies. But the guy I hate the most.
He's not a rapist. He's a Scientologist.
Who would you reboot as Hyde?
What?
I said, who would you reboot as Hyde in the reboot? Who would you cast in the reboot?
Are we rebooting all of them?
No, just Hyde.
Okay. Are we rebooting it now in 2022?
I was making a joke.
I know.
Just that so many comedians have been accused of rape that we could
Well, he's not
literally
a comedian, so I'd
anybody
have to
could
put
throw
a rape
him in.
actor.
Oh, good call. Didn't think about that.
If you're gonna do it, you just put a wig on Harvey Weinstein
That would be fantastic.
and you keep the rest of the cast.
I hate disco. I hate disco. Don't look at that plant. Don't look at that plant.
He's just hanging out with that Indian guy who banged Lindsay Lohan. That make you mad? Was a Lindsay Lohan lover that guy was banging her?
No,
It's
man.
12 more armor, right?
Let her have some fun and she'll come home to Poppy. No biggie.
She never came home to pop.
Dude, game's just starting, Pat. It's the first quarter, baby.
Speaking of games, this bold new British series will reveal the harsh realities of living with a Titanic tallywhacker. God damn it. I hate the English. First of all, you don't want to say Titanic because that means it
It's gonna
sunk.
sink. Yeah,
It goes down in pieces.
Oh, it goes down. Yeah, it does.
breaks
And then
in half.
and then all these and then it's just
Got a
dead
weird break
bodies
in the
laying around.
middle. You know?
It's nothing but wet and dead bodies.
The guy
Destroying
who
everything in
the
its
guy
way.
who owns the penis keeps denying for years that it broke in the middle until somebody takes a picture and can prove it to him.
And then Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio stand on top of his dick and just fucking pose like this.
It balances back out because she's so fat.
He's fat. My mind would love her. My penis would be like, boo.
That'd be a much better version of that song. My mind's telling me yes, but my penis
My
penis
penis
is telling me no.
And then out of the closet came a midget. The midget was bigger than my penis. A recent survey found that nearly half of the male population wish they had a bigger penis. So, a bigger penis, a better life, right? Well, not always. The Jumbo Johnson appeal. What appeal? The Jumbo Johnson. What is this person doing? A brand new. This is
Trying
a
to be
paid.
cute.
The New York Post article. You're paid to write. A brand new documentary is to discuss the hidden problems of living with a very large penis, how it affects all aspects of life, including your sex life, and what help is out there for those in need. As such, eligible candidates, which entail phallically gifted men age 18 and over of all ethnicities and sexualities. I don't think that's fair.
We'll give you $1
shouldn't have, like,
million if you show us one.
Yep. Yeah, show me tranny cock. We'll need. I'll watch it if you show tranny cock. It's just like mangled. It just looks like someone just gutted a pussy and just rolled roast beef. And you know when you take roast beef and cheese and you roll it through circles for kids to eat.
That's not.
But,
that's not nice. It's not a nice description.
It painted a picture. There's no one that didn't hear that didn't go, ooh, lunch. Cold cuts.
Thinking about it.
Yeah. You always hear the other way. They always tuck in the penis. I've heard that they do that. They take the penis and they turn it into a vagina, but then like the hairs grow on the inside.
Yeah,
Oh,
get
yeah.
laser surgery.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you're not everyone can afford the best kind. So you're just going, it's kind of like how abortions are going to be now. You're going to have to go to a guy in the back alley and he's going to be like, I can just take a hammer and a plunger, shove it in there, flip it around, make you a nice puss.
Like, guys, you're not going to believe this. I used to be a doctor in India.
I used to be the greatest doctor in India, and now I make pussy out of penis.
Was this or drive Uber, Hannah?
In
It's in the back of my
Pakistan,
quickie mart.
in Pakistan, we don't have this LGBTQ. We had guys like me with a chisel.
It's all packy, no stand. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? Yeah, that would not be the problem. It's like, just put on a burqa and say you're a lady. That's all you do.
Maybe
It's easy to be a tranny there. Just cover up.
Maybe it's Iran, where if you get caught being gay, they force you to get gender reassignment surgery.
No,
or they
that's
execute
Boston.
you. I don't think Boston's cool with either one.
No, actually now, Boston, real Boston hates that. Boston comedy scene, that's the only way you get stage time.
Oi, speaking of tea parties, we got a real tea party out here, don't we? All these dudes thinking they're chicks. It's a real tea party. Get it,
All right.
teeth.
Oh, we get it.
Oh my god! I'm just trying to see if it's worth reading any more of this. But they just show measurements next to bananas and stuff. I don't know. Indeed, having mammoth manhood apparently isn't all cracked up to be, because all these women complain about the pain. A lot of women don't want to hook up with them. It's tough on them. They can't find pants that fit. It's a tough one.
Now we get it. Yeah.
Who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it men who go into this contest? Because if it was anything else in this day and age, 2022, if you said women with the biggest tits, women with the tightest assholes, whatever you would say, this would be an outrage. How dare you do this? Now, I know a lot of women will say, well, it's about time. It's like, no, it's not about time. This has always been happening. People have always cared. Women have always taught them. The reason why men care about this is because women have always said it matters. But then they say it doesn't matter when they date you, but then always talk about penis size. But if we say tit size matter, which to me it doesn't, because something too big is crazy and whatever. It's not, I don't care so much about your tit size. Like, if I'm going to date you for a long time, I want you to have a good back. You know what I mean? So I don't want you to have mammoth tits, because then you can't go for walks when we're 40. You know what I mean? So it's like, I want you to be able to do stuff like clean. So anyway, no, I'm kidding. It's like, so, but like, what I'm saying is it shouldn't matter anyway. But to say we have this contest and these men to sign up for it, these men are doing this to please women, or if they're gay, obviously, to please a partner, to say, look at what I offer. And I'll guarantee you, none of them are attractive, because we all know that rule. When you know a guy, we all knew that one guy in college, high school, who I wouldn't brag about. He had the biggest cock ever, but he was the ugliest man. But God was like, here's a test. You know, it's like, I'm going to make you charming and fun, but ugly as shit. I'm going to make you look like Finn Wolfhard. Like, it's going to be awful what you look like, but an adult. And you're going to have this huge elephant man cock. But you're going to have to see if you can make women fall in love with you. And if they do, then they get that gift and think, oh, it was all worth it. Giant penis. Because they think you don't have a big one, and that's how you go through life. But that's what these men are trying to do. It's an attention type thing. Is it the people in the contest doing this? Going against all the woke standards? It doesn't matter about that kind of stuff. Now, penis. And by the way, if penis was something everybody liked, it would be in more movies. Whenever you see a penis in a movie, no matter what, you're like, "Arr." When you see like, you don't want to see like full on vagina in a movie, but you see a naked body of a woman, it's beautiful. A man's body with a penis. And what show is this? You can't just show penis on TV. So it's just gonna be blurred out like an Asian porn.
Game of
How are
Thrones.
you gonna watch it? What?
Game of Thrones. That's really
Yes, that's about it. But even that, you're like, you know, it's bothersome. And it's like, is it them? Is it this guy Ben Cost for using all those terms? Like, literally writing about an English show. There's so much going on in the world. This is written yesterday. I don't know if you know this. Some bad stuff happened. Like, I don't know all the story. I've seen more. I'm happy to see more pictures of the alleged person who did awful things than the alleged penises that are going to be in this thing. You know what I mean? But I'm happy no one's sending me their addresses or something like that. But at the same time, is it them? Is it society who's going to look at this like it's okay? Like, I want to see how all the feminists and all people like that are with this. Are they going to say, like doing comedy scenes, like, why is it all male lineup? It's like, wait, what? It's penises. It shouldn't matter. Women should be allowed to have their vaginas in it.
And from the state of Pennsylvania, representing the men everywhere, it's Dr. Rachel Levine.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was that swimming guy.
It's Leah Thomas. Lots of metaphors work with this one.
Yeah,
So
especially from
Leah
Pennsylvania.
Is Leah from Pennsylvania? Oh, yeah, Lehigh, right? Or
Swam for Penn, yeah.
Yeah.
Penis.
Which is short for the University of Pennsylvania.
Or is it just penises in general? Who's the piece of shit in the story? Glessner, go first.
I want to say the UK, honestly, just because it's like you're going to have competitions. Don't you realize you lost every big dick competition after 1776, boy? But also then I want to say it's Ben's fault for all those dick-based alliterations. Titanic,
now you say that.
Massive. Yeah, he tried way too hard to be interesting and cheeky with the dick puns. And it's like, stop.
All right, you know how TV shows, what usually happens is a show becomes big in England or UK, then we steal it, and then the rest of the world, like American Idol, stuff like that. I hope that happens with this. I hope it comes here, because then it will be like dicks from all over, because we have the melting pot of penises. It's whatever. But then it goes to third world countries, and I want to watch like Zaire. Like I want to see the Mozambique giant penis. Like, that's the one I want. Like, the girth we're gonna see in that, evolution hasn't been kind to they still are monkeys. Like, I want to see
What
the
the
power
fuck?
that's behind the Lincoln logs that are being pulled out of that. I would watch that where like a guy with 16 inches can't be in it because he's petite. Like, I want to see that where the guy, when the contest happens, they have to close down the village because their dicks hold up the huts. Like, they have to pull them down because it's over. I want to see that. I don't want to see English cock. English cock knee? No thanks. I want to see cock way past the knee. That's what I want to see. Bobby.
I mean, I'm actually going to give the writer a pass because, like, he's trying his best. He's like, who's going to be interested in this show? Gay dudes. What do gay dudes love? Alliteration. Let me throw some in for him, try to help him out. I don't blame him for that one. Okay. I do blame the creators of the show, though, because let's start with this. They're basically just ripping off my Gattaca idea. It's pretty much just my Gattaca idea, only nobody gets to make a decision on how big their kid's dick is. It's just the ramifications part of my
Your
show.
idea is someone's going to make the size of a penis. This
and
is
then
like
deal
they
with
already
the
have giant
ramifications. This is look at the ramifications. It's just
Stop saying ram.
I'm just saying I think it would be a lot better show if they followed people with really small dicks around. Like Ben Shapiro, what's life like with a tiny dick? Stop saying my dick's tiny.
Actually, let's say, for example, if
Know what they should do, Bobby? You just made me think of this. Combine two shows. You take this show, guys with giant penises having a tough life, with Undercover Boss. It's Undercover Cock. He's a boss, but at one point, instead of revealing who he is, he just goes, I have a huge dick. so the whole time he's like sitting there and he's going, so you don't like the boss? He's like, no, I don't. He doesn't pay us well. The wages are terrible. We have to work holidays. He treats women differently than men. He's awful. And at the end, he goes, I'm going to reveal something. My dick is huge. And then he leaves. So like nothing's resolved. They're fired.
how did that help?
And I have a big dick. Because when you're an employee, your whole thought is, I hope his dick is small. Because that's why he's acting that way. But if he also has a big dick, you'd be like, fuck you, man. I hate life.
That would work because it would have to be like the owner of the company, no one in middle management. You know what I mean? There's no one slinging hog in middle management right now.
Bobby, when we talked about like pulling timeline, just write this one down now, obviously. From when we have to pull clips. Like me just going on a rant about Mozambique cocks, that should definitely be our clip because that way you can get little still shots of other Africans just dancing around.
I don't know if the part where you said they are still monkeys is the part we want to clip and put out there in the
Wait,
universe.
that's evolution. That wasn't. No, fuck you two. That's not racism. That's we were monkeys too.
I don't know who you're telling.
Yeah,
but you don't have to explain it to us.
I saw your face. Oh, you both did. If people go back, you both.
we all.
I said,
That's
what the
you two
fuck?
being racist. That's you two being racist.
Fair enough. Then call me a racist.
BLM. Big
Yeah.
like monkeys. That's what it's
Jesus
in.
Christ.
Yeah, I think everybody, even it's gonna sound crazy. Chinese guys were monkeys. Chimpanzees.
Okay, so all right, that's good. But I don't think you understand how evolution.
That's good.
None of them were actually. None of us were monkeys.
Yeah, basically.
Oh no, I don't believe that either. But for this bit, I have to stick to now.
No, there was a
Lord
common
Jesus Christ.
ancestor, and then they split off, and some went to monkeys, some came humans.
No, there was Monkey Jesus. Monkey Jesus.
Don't even ask him for any more elaboration on that, Glessy. It's not going to be good. We're in this one together.
The 12 disciples were the 12 inches of cock that he was slinging.
Oh,
That's what it
Okay,
was.
all right. We'll allow that then.
That's
All
okay.
right. You brought it home.
That-
I was a little worried.
He turned the water into Kool-Aid, and it was catfish. That he was the one, and then he made a whole bunch. He had to walk on water because he obviously couldn't swim.
That's just not even scientifically accurate. Monkeys are great swimmers.
How are you going to be that way? I watched the whole episode of Anthony Cumia and Gavin McInnes. I almost said Gavin McLeod, who was the captain on the Love Boat. That would have been a better show.
That would have
not
been
the
a
same
great
guy.
show.
No, Gavin McInnes is in charge of the Proud Boys.
The
other
Proud
was in
Boat,
charge
yeah.
of the Love Boat. But so the piece of shit, Bobby, is who?
The people who came up with this show for not only stealing my idea, but not using small dicks as well.
I just think it's the people that auditioned for it, because no matter what, awful ideas can only be that until people get on board. Like you can all blame Hitler, but there was a lot of people like, yeah, like if those guys weren't like, yeah, then he couldn't have his power. You know what I mean? Everybody was like, I'm on Team Hitler. Like if someone's like big dick competition, you put it out there. And then you put it out, you can say all you want and do the thing. If people say I'll sign up for the thing and then do the thing, it's their fault. Like, it's the same thing. It's dumb to put it this way. It's why I never blame the guy, or if you're dating someone, say like Bobby, you're dating a girl and she cheats on you. Maybe bad example, but Andrew.
Stunningly accurate. Yeah, go ahead.
I know. We're going to get back into your thing. And she's cheating on you. And you naturally, everyone's like, get mad at the guy, but like the guy's not dating you. The guy has nothing to you. The only person that cheated on you is that person. Now the guy may have had the idea, and he might have said, "Hey, how about we fuck? I know you're dating someone, but I'm better. How about me?" And like all this stuff, I can treat you better than he can. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't even say that when you don't have to live with them.
Yeah, but
like,
what's gonna hang on? What's gonna
UK's biggest dick, girl?
Yeah, have you seen me on that show, Big Cockney?
What's gonna get her back better though, right? Like if you just say to walk in, your girlfriend's cheating on you, and you shoot her and she dies, right? Boom, that's pretty extreme. It's extreme punishment. But if you instead shoot the guy, he dies, and you just look at her and go, "You did that." I feel like she's gonna deal with much more punishment, like long-term psychological damage.
Well, no, you will get many years in jail because the courts don't go, "Well, Bobby had a theory."
Your Honor,
No, I'm
she was a
saying
whore.
you walk in the act, you know.
It's not. You walk in, you go. If first of all, if you're the guy and the girl walks in on you in the act, you pull the Dennis Rodman. When Carmen Electra walked in, one of the greatest stories ever. Carmen Electra, at her time, dating Dennis Rodman, being with him, one of the hottest women in the history of time. Somebody was put on this planet just to be fuckable. like that's what she was. She was like, she's not even someone you never say pretty with Carmen Electra. You just go, oh. Like it was what she was. And so Dennis Rodman in his prime, she walks into the bedroom. He's got two women in bed with him, and she stands there and he goes, "Oh, they must have fallen out of the ceiling." That is literally what he said to her. And they stayed together. She joined in. They've told that story. It's insane. So I don't know what I was getting at until that got too crazy with the whole thing with Jesus. But what I'm saying is, no, that's what I'm saying. The people that auditioned for it, the people that said, okay, once you're making the idea okay and making it become a show because now they have people to be on it, is bad. It's the same thing with 600-pound ladies. Like, stop being on the show. Stop saying, yes, I'm so fucking fat that you should follow. You should. What I do is interesting. I know we want to watch it, but they're only can be exploited if they allow themselves to be exploited. Someone can suggest it. Yes, you can dangle money and stuff, but if you say yes to it, then you're the fucking problem. These guys with big dicks, you don't need to tell me. I see you're happy. I see you banging women. You don't have to be on a show. You don't need. Now, what happens, you guys, two comedians, what happens when somebody who's not smart gets TV credits? They take your gigs. These big dick guys will be now headlining shows with us at Spaghetti Dinners. You'll be a co-headliner of Big Cock McGee and Earl David Reed, and then you two will have to open for him, and it's gonna fucking suck because he's got TV credits.
And you know Earl's gonna make one of us go after him. He's not gonna follow.
He's not following Big Dick.
I do feel like though you got to cut both of those groups you mentioned, Pat, a little bit of slack. Like if you're a guy with a big dick or a 600-pound woman.
Oh, I thought you meant Hitler and then Jesus.
Both of those two shows are the first time someone's willing to treat you like a woman and pay to see your body. Like they didn't get that experience ever in their life. Like you and I, we don't know about that. We have to go work to tell people dick jokes on stage to make them laugh to earn a check.
this is their first opportunity to just be like, "You're hot. We want to see your body. Give us money."
No one's telling them they're hot. No one's telling them they're hot.
But here's the thing. It's with the big dick guys, they can market that other ways. With the 600-pound ladies, that is the only viable way they can make any money or put any of being gigantic to use.
Yeah, it's not
Yes.
like they could play in the NFL. You know, like
Yeah,
if you're a dude and you get to
Be
600
the
pounds, they're
entire
like,
offensive line.
start sprinting.
Yeah, Vince McMahon's not going to sign you. You know what I mean? If you're 600 pounds and a guy, he will, because then they can just move it around. But a woman, they're going to.
That would be fantastic.
Which will just crush the
I
other
know.
100.
That's why it would be fucking awesome.
Like
Just a big,
Yokozuna as a diva.
because like
Right.
you also know if you're
Liv Morgan, like he's, you know what I mean? 120-pound New Jersey girl would get smothered in that. Like you just can't do it. It would be insane. Well, yeah, okay. Now what's even worse is now we're taking these men who have huge dicks, and now we're making them sensitive. Fuck you. You're making sure we're not dating him. Now it's like, oh, but they go through a lot. So women are like, I feel bad for that guy. He just has a huge dick, but he's misunderstood. That's every asshole in jail. In jail, usually the killers. If bigger the dick, the worse the crime. Like I think that's a saying somewhere. You find me a guy who's killing everybody. They show
particularly
you
when you're talking
dick.
about pedophiles.
Oh, why are you always on pedophilia?
Because it was a funny joke. The bigger the dick, the worse.
No,
the
you
crime,
love-
especially with pedophiles.
When Frank left, so did pedophilia. Do you understand me? It's gone now. Frank took it with him because, like he said, there was a time before pedophilia. Let's always remember that. Adult dicks. You know where you work. Adult dicks. They should call it that, by the way, so no one can make that
Adult
joke.
dicks.
And then they have a section for kid dicks.
I don't like that.
Do they have a kid section of dicks?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
sporting goods
Kid-
store.
Kid dicks.
Little dicks.
Dicks. I hope Dick sponsors his contest.
Nah, we never do anything cool.
Is
Be
there
careful, we're
UK
dancing.
dicks?
We're dancing very close to one of my bits, so let's just move on to something else.
Okay.
A brand new bit.
Listen.
Let's steer clear of it. We're getting real close. It's not.
Is it close to my bid that I did years ago with my son going to Dick's Sporting Goods?
Nope.
All right.
It's very topical.
Oh, it's a school shooting. Anyway,
No, that's my other one where I just go on stage and go, "You guys hear about these shootings?" And then everybody gets angry.
they won't say that at the big dick contest.
Move on.
Imagine. Oh, what if they had to do that? What if they have to like? That's the 3 tests. We have to see it soft. We have to see it hard, and then we have to see it right after you come. How about projectile?
I
How
was
far
gonna say
they
an
can
action
shoot?
shot. Yeah, like you want to get the distance and everything.
Feats of strength.
Do you think it?
Exit
Okay, so they have a
velocity.
giant dick. Do you also measure giant balls? Like it should be a combo, like huge dick but tiny balls. So maybe he's doing steroids, and you're like, oh, he's some kind of enhancer or something. But like giant dick, giant balls. How does he pee? Like he can't ever sit down to poop.
Oh no.
Everything's hitting the water.
That is a good point.
It's
I
just
wonder if evolution
long
takes care of
toilet.
that. You get smaller balls.
Hmm.
Yes, we're all admitting out loud we don't have big dicks, but that's fine. None of us are like, well, Pat, here's
Anybody
the-
listening to this already kind of concluded that.
I know, but
Everything
it'd
we've
be
heard-
funny if one of us could just have a bit of
You
humor and
actually
not be
know
so
what you
sad
do
about
is
our
you
dicks.
hover. You always kind of stand like you're waiting to drop hot bars.
Right. The three of us were just so sad with our dicks that we're just like, yeah, I have no idea. None of us were like, well, Pat.
Exactly.
Even-
Nobody picked up the ball.
couldn't
My
even-
balls have hit the water, but it's a hot day and I've peed a lot. Like it's not.
It's never a good feeling.
No, it's always like what the fuck, and then you just get sad.
So, Bobby, if that dick show becomes a real thing, we need to attack it the same way we did that woman pedophile show.
Yeah, we fucking do. Fuck them.
You got
Stealing our
anything you want to
shit.
add, Bobby?
That's what I got for today.
What did you have?
Oh, this beautiful contribution.
Oh, that
Lots
meant
of-
Brendan Sagala.
lots of
Do you have any plugs for
pedophilia.
him?
No, we've got a show coming up. Not this
Do, and
Friday.
I found out where it was, I think.
It's the
Where is it? It's in. It's not in Albany. We were wrong. It's not. It's in Saratoga Springs.
nice.
It's at the
Come out.
Saratoga Lake Golf Club
Ooh.
in Saratoga Springs, New York. A place called The Hideaway.
Okay.
Ooh, sounds exclusive.
Yeah.
It's got me. It's got you. It's got the guy who booked it, who's a very funny comic named Travis Steele. It's got a comic named Quentin Davis, who I'm not familiar with his work, but I'm sure he's a funny guy.
Better
And
be
then a
with
woman
name like
named
Quentin.
Sue Ra.
So you're going to want to subscribe to the Patreon for the episode after that show, because Pat's going to have some fun.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about how great it was to work with Travis, Bobby, Quentin, and the noise that Marines make. Surah!
Marines with the list.
That was actually probably the nicest way you could have gone with it. So,
Because we're waiting till after the show. Because what if she's awesome?
Yeah, what if she's the
what
shit?
if she is? What if she wants to be on?
And she's probably attractive. She's an Asian lady. They're usually, even the ugly ones are attractive. They're no Finn Wolfhard. You know what I mean?
Who is?
Finn Wolfhard. Like, if I was casting stuff, I'd be like, hey, Elephant Man, we're going to do that again. Like, what? Mask, we're going to do that again. Like, what? Just do everything. It's like, do we need someone to be in a clock tower? Like, do we need someone to ring a bell? Like, is anything in a shadow? Like, how about that? Let's do Slender Man, but for real. Like, that's what I would cast him in. He's the worst looking guy. Like, what was her name from The Shining? Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall, yeah.
He looks like Shelley Duvall.
Wow. I
Yeah,
have no
I
idea
kinda-
who you're talking about, by the way.
You ever seen The
You've
Shining?
never even seen a trailer of certain things?
No. I could not.
Like, you've seen one commercial, one still shot, whatever.
I mean, I've seen like the poster occasionally.
On your
people-
thing, real quick, as Glessner's doing his thing, just put Mike from Stranger Things. It'll be the fastest way to get to it. You can get young him, you can get season 1 him or season 4 him. It's just different ages of gross.
Yeah, it hasn't really gotten any better or worse.
It's
kinda
gotten worse. Because when he was younger, you're like, maybe it's like an ugly duckling and it's going to be okay.
maybe he'll grow out of it. That's fair. Okay.
Like when you hear Julia Roberts used to say, I was ugly, it's like, whatever. Like,
Okay.
whatever.
Oh,
Julie, you
he's-
were like Mystic Pizza at like 14, so maybe you're just full of shit. Like,
Yeah. Your first big role was whore. You know what I mean? Like, whore.
and it wasn't because you were an ugly duckling.
Yeah, nobody wanted. No, Richard Gere's not paying for an ugly whore.
It's because you're Julia fucking Roberts.
Go ahead, Bobby. What'd you think?
No, he's not the one I thought you were talking about. He's not as bad as that kid with like the gap teeth. That you would just be like, stay away from me. I don't want to catch whatever you have.
Oh, what, Dustin?
Yeah.
Dustin,
he's
but
like
he
the
also
collarbones?
has. He has no collarbone. He has actual problems. Finn's
Yeah.
a healthy boy.
No, he's not. Look at the pictures.
What?
That's what happens when you don't drink enough milk. I think it's rickets.
No, he
think
literally
has
doesn't have a
rickets.
collarbone.
No. I'm talking about this Mike Wheeler dude.
Yeah, he's disgusting.
I think he has rickets.
If you
Right,
look at
that's-
him right now, he looks like if Snape and Kylo Ren had a baby.
Yeah,
And
it's
that baby was addicted to heroin.
Yes, the baby loved heroin.
that's what happens when you don't give your kid human milk. You get a kid
What kind of milk that makes that?
Soy.
soy or formula
That's not
without.
true. I
without
found out
any?
I didn't like real milk as a baby. My mom said I drank soy milk all the time. And I was like, fuck. This guy's
Yeah,
saying that we're
you
right.
know, Finn. You're proof that, see, it's not that. Finn was definitely medicated inside whiskey. Like his mother
Maybe.
just drank all the time.
Fetal alcohol syndrome.
Yeah, without a doubt. They wanted to call him fetal Wolfhard, whatever, but they're like, nah, that's too on the nose. How about Finn? Because he almost had a fin. When he was born, they had to cut a fin off because he was so disgusting. He actually was like a sea creature.
So you're half a shark looking
Fetal.
motherfucker.
I hope his brother's name is Shark Wolfhard. That's an awesome name. Shark Wolfhard? I wouldn't fuck with that guy.
That's a dope fucking name.
Like,
Two very powerful animals.
if they gave him a name like Dick Butkus Jr., then it would have worked out because like the name's great. Like Dick Butkus had, like I've always said, that was the ultimate test in survival. You're a child, you're named Richard Butkus. You could either just be beaten up your entire life or become one of the greatest linebackers in history because you're like, I have to. How do I not? I have to become a killer because my parents saddled me with Dick Butkus. I have to kill people.
It's like a Boy Named Sue, but way worse.
Way worse because Boy Named Sue, you're still saying you're a boy. Like you don't have to, it's not just Sue. Like you're every time you introduce them, like, oh, a boy named Sue. Like, oh, okay. He's not like, I'm a tough man named Dick Butkus. He's not called, I'm not gay. And he used to be a monkey and he was white. See, it's okay. I was just saying all people. All people.
Fair enough. Fair.
And Jesus. But I would watch Mozambique's Got Talent all day. And by talent, I mean penis.
Of course. Is that what it's going to be called? Britain's Got Dick?
No, it's called Too Large to Live. It's a documentary. It's not a game show like we've been saying. It's following around their lives saying how tough it is.
They might not give out an award, but it is absolutely a game show. I hope they know that. Everybody participating is trying to win.
There's going to be a
Vegas is taking odds.
They're all going to look at the camera and be like, yeah, it's so hard having this 19 and a quarter erect penis and then just stare and dare the other guys to be bigger.
See, if it was a contest, though, you think the puns are bad now? Like the voiceover guy?
God.
This one's going to be real stiff competition. That would be like nonstop.
Maybe that's
how
what
he
the writer
measures
was,
up to the competition, Dave.
the
This is
writer
gonna
was
be
trying
a
to prep
hard
you.
battle.
That's why he threw all those stupid ones in. He was like, fuck that. Fuck this
He
show.
really went for that one. It was a real reach around. I hope this one has a happy ending, Bob. It would be... Quit jerking me off. Wait, what? I don't know. Now I'm just saying shit.
Two on the head there.
Come here. And then one guy just goes, you have a huge cock. He's like, wait, what? I'm not good at puns. So just
Terrible at metaphors.
All right. You tried.
that's a mouthful. That would, you have to get David Attenborough to do it though. That's the only way to do this show. If Sir David Attenborough is doing the documentary voiceovers as they walk around and he's just explaining in detail the veins in their dick and like their motions and their movements and how it's caressing against the jeans, yes, then I'm watching. When it becomes the most gay, when it becomes like every fight scene in Roadhouse gay, like that's what I'm watching. I hope they win the Patrick Swayze Award. That should be the name award for having the best, for living the best life with the biggest dick.
Swayze.
But I like how they're going to be like, this, he has a giant dick and still helps at homeless shelters.
Speaking of giant dicks, Glessner, we were in the middle of your plugs.
Hey, no upcoming shows. Actually, no, we're doing Roast Battle Friday.
That's a big
I'm not
one.
in it, but come out to it. It's going to be fun. I'll be doing the music. Yeah, you can follow me at Drew_Glessner_ on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to watch any of our cool movies, you can go to Thinking Arts Entertainment on YouTube as well. I'm doing the Comedy Loft in Cumberland the 29th of July. I think that's about it for July. I have a busy August, but July is kind of right now. I'm coming off.
July's a tough month. July, the summer, the better you get at comedy, the less real work you get in the summer.
Oh yeah, well we
what?
completely shut down weekend shows in the summer.
Right. But if you're a young comic who will just take stage time, the summer is when you get your work. Because that's when bookers are like, I don't have any money, but we want to keep a show going. So in the summertime, we'll do showcases. When you first start out, you're like, oh, the summer's the best. And, you know, my weekends, I'm still home. Tuesday through Thursday is my busy time. And then the better you get, you lose out on your summers are open, but your weekends are dead.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, they don't want to burn a venue on a good comic either. So like, if they know 3 people are going to show up in the summer, they're not going to invite you, Pat. They're going to invite me.
Well, not even just about that part. It's about why would I pay for someone who's going to ask for money when I might not make it? If I get a budget, so I'm going to give Bobby, they're not going to get you. They're not going to get Glessner. They're going to go get 5. They're going to do like a showcase of 7 or 8 people and say to those people, hey, I do better shows in the fall and people are back. You do this and I might book you as a host.
And get
or
you
something
on.
like
Yeah,
that. And you
something
get
like
that
that.
opportunity thing. Even regular clubs do those showcases and stuff. And you can find places that will let you do shows. A younger comic who wants to put on a show, a bar might not let you during the year, but they have a patio during the summer because there's no Monday Night Football. They'll let you put on some dumb thing on a Monday in the summertime, and it's still outside or whatever. So people might go listen to it while they get wings, and you get people to go do something, but as long as it doesn't mess with karaoke and shit. But then they'll tell you this ends in September when people come here and spend money. So it's the opportunity for young people to take advantage of situations and do stuff. But the better you are, if you're not if you're in middle like we are, where like you're in the middle of like you're not a big star and traveling around the country, and you're not brand new, it's hard to not get consistent work in the summer unless you're putting on a lot of shit yourself.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? Because like,
Oh yeah,
if you're a big name, then you'll draw no matter what. But even comedy clubs, you'll see guy like 4th of July weekend guys. You're like, oh, I didn't know he was headlining clubs. Well, he's not yet. But they'll take a chance on that weekend to see if he'll draw anybody. But even if not, like, we don't mind putting this guy out because we're not going to lose a ton on giving this guy a chance because he only costs us this much a show.
$23.
It costs so much more. Yeah, so you take that shot. So, Bobby,
I gave you mine. We're together on that show the 20th. Check out
you have that show I just watched, which was great.
Check out How Could You Forget the USA on Compound Media. And that's what I've got. Or I guess
you'll see a bunch of our former guests on that episode.
Pretty much everybody who was on there was on our show at some point.
Mike and Manny one.
Yeah,
Mike Manny, the Puerto Rican Stallions.
Diablo Radio, Jesse Montanez, and Pedro. Bill Schultz.
I'm not even kidding. I thought they were really called that. That is my bad. I don't know why I thought they were called the Puerto Rican Stallions, but that was a real thing I said out loud on purpose. That wasn't me being racist.
No worries.
It's my one bit of not advice, but just my one critique of it.
Sure.
I think when there's too many moving parts, you got lost in it, and I wanted to hear more from you. I know it's a game show thing, but it seemed like you were serving too many masters, especially, and I'm not shit on Luby, but when there's two of you and it's that forced banter at the beginning where it's kind of cringe, and it wasn't either one of your fault, but you're just camera angle, what you're doing, you trying to say like, I'm doing this because of this. And she's like, well, I'm not an immigrant, but I am an immigrant. And you're both trying to get a joke in. I get it. But you're supposed to be high in whatever. So it came off like it wasn't high or whatever at the beginning. Then it got looser. Now, I probably would have had you being I would have had almost like you were the Howie Mandel. You know what was that game show with the briefcases?
Deal or No Deal.
Deal or No Deal. And then she would have been like spinning the briefcase. Not that she's not there, but like she could go over to them with a mic and I know you only have one camera, but like, you know what I mean? Like sideways, so you could do your thing more, introduce it more. Because then having the two guys in the side, having other guests come in, there was like 6-7 people at a time on there. And I give everyone credit. Nobody wanted to step on anybody's toes. And because of that, I think it was lost on some fun banter. Now, if you were all in the same room, it might have been different, obviously, and you couldn't do that. But you had some brilliant guy, like O'Donnell by himself. If you just, like I said, if you just put that guy in a corner and let him be your Ed McMahon, he would just fucking annihilate on that show, but nobody could keep up with him. And everyone else, so he tries to pull back because he knows his superpower. And then everyone else tried to be kind of funny, but you know he wanted to say certain things. He would even just stand there.
Absolutely.
I'm being good to Bobby, but he could dominate that show.
100%. I think that was the one advantage to having him on Zoom, was that he wasn't in the room and couldn't like physically dominate the audio.
No, but at the same time, as a comedy product, it almost would have been like if you guys had the guests be on Zoom and you had you, Luby, and then like O'Donnell in studio. Yeah. Where he was like the two of them were like judging and critiquing the answers on the side, but everyone else called in and called out.
Makes sense.
It's just I don't know anything. You're the guy who puts on shows.
No,
I don't.
That makes sense.
I enjoyed it, but I'm watching it because I find you funny and you interesting. And it wasn't a Bobby. I know it's you, the two of you together, but it almost felt like anyone could have done it. And I know you're so talented, put so much work into it. Let yourself shine a little more. Don't be afraid to shine.
Makes sense. Thanks, man.
You know what I mean? Because every other show you're on, they don't let you shine, and that should be your shining moment.
Fair enough.
You were allowed to sit, baby. You were allowed to sit in this one, and I was cool with that.
Exactly.
I felt more relaxed because you were sitting the fuck down.
Fair enough.
Now, I'm surprised you didn't have Brendan Sagalow on.
He would have rapped.
Does anyone get this, what we do? I don't know. I don't even get it. with the Brendan Zegler thing.
Don't rap.
Bobby said our show. Yes, I don't think we said the date. No, July something.
I think it's the 20th.
22nd, whatever it is.
22nd.
This will drop on tomorrow, so we're gonna put it out Wednesday. So there's comedy. Not that I was gonna see this. The comedy school's doing their first ever comedy show, which is always adorable but awful. They're doing it at the beginning of an open mic at a comedy club. So for the first hour, it's gonna be me and another comic co-hosting it. I wasn't supposed to be part of it. Now I'm a co-host. And the other comics doing their 5-minute sets while everyone's waiting to go on stage to do their open mic. So in a club, so they all have to pay to be there and then sit later and not get the spots they normally get because we're taking up the first hour and a lot of them don't even know that. So it's going to be a mixed bag of tricks, but be fun. Thursday, 10 o'clock, I'm at Comics Roadhouse at Mohegan Sun, hosting the Frank and Friends show. Dave Hintz will be with me on that one. Saturday, you can hear me Saturday and Sunday on WPLR, 3 to 7 on Saturday, 2 to 5 on Sunday. Saturday night, I will be from 6 to 10 o'clock hosting the fireworks in Orange, Connecticut. I will be there, leaving radio station. And because, when you lose your job, you say yes to everything. So I will be hosting fire. I'll be like, yep, that one's green and that one's blue. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. It's not on the air, but you can take pictures with me. It's like,
Ooh,
don't take pictures.
That's a draw.
His white trash comes up and goes, hello. Are you the guy on the radio once in a
Were
blue
you the
moon?
hernia?
Yeah, that's me.
Were you the hernia?
Yes, were you the hernia at the Christmas thing? Yeah, fuck you. You're the one that ruins our morning sometimes on the morning show where you don't let the other ones be funny and you just critique them. But yes. And then Sunday night, I will also be at Comics hosting another round of Last Comic Standing at 8 o'clock. So busy fucking week there. Thank you, Andrew, so much for coming on.
Absolutely.
I appreciate our conversations about ugly people. We had a great back and forth that we couldn't even bring up. I mean, I brought a part of Finn Wolfhard, but then it got real personal. People we know that look like other ugly things. And it was a fun back and forth of us sending pictures of ugly people.
And very attacky, very fast.
I was finishing Stranger Things and I paused it because I was like, this conversation is too good. It needs my full attention. So I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me.
Of course, Bobby.
If you can't beat them, or if you can't join them, beat them, and don't be a piece of shit.
People are monkeys.